ballads that should have destroyed the charts and didn't.
My number one, I mean, the lyrics are deep. I don't know how this wasn't huge. It's Brandon by Motley Crue.
It's just a song where I don't even remember where I am when I'm listening to it.
Okay.
That's all from right here, Guru. You see that? I didn't even look at
number
shit.
2, man.
Our bed of roses has become a bed of nails. Can't get much better than that lyric.
You know, I'm sensing a lot of danger, danger, love from this panel.
And I figured it's a little too sinister for this late at night.
Give me 3 chords and the truth.
Some deep shit from the band that wrote Sportin' a Woody.
Brian, I just went to the bathroom and I touched my penis. Hope you're not jealous.
Another ballad that's Brian's absolute favorite is Love Bites by Def Leppard.
Hold on, make this smaller, like your penis, Brian. Just kidding.
And do I love you? Yes, I do, but I love my own life too.
If you ever end up on jury duty, you'll never have to worry about it being a hung jury.
20 minutes for a jerk-off joke? Wow, you're slacking there, Guru. What are you doing?
Fuck you, Sebastian. Just kidding.
Oh my God, to get the ladies wet. There you go, folks. Sorry, Mariah.
I can feel his eyes undressing me like...
actually putting layers on.
I'm practically naked, right? Brian's usually in bed sucking on a pacifier by now. Look, I came here to do 2 things. Chew bubblegum and talk hair metal. And it looks like I'm almost out of bubblegum. Welcome to the Hair Metal Guru. My name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. And holy shit, we got a massive roundtable. We got some new faces here as well, because we are going to be talking about hair metal ballads. Well, we might expand beyond hair metal, but ballads that should have destroyed the charts and didn't. And with that, let's get into meeting our many guests. To my right, I got Rock from Canada. Rock, welcome to your first episode on the Hair Metal Guru.
Oh, thank you so much. Happy to be here. Thanks for bringing me up to the big leagues. I look forward to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Next to him, we got an old returning guest. We got Ryan, the lead singer of the band Metalcast. Ryan, welcome back.
Thanks for having me. On top of my Clark Griswold, I got Brittany Fox. So don't think I'm too Christmassy.
That might be the most ironic outfit I've ever seen in my entire life, and I love it. I love it. Right below Ryan, we got Jeremy, who is back. Jeremy, the drummer and leading creative force from the band Abrasion. Jeremy, great to have you back.
That's an awesome one.
Yeah. Great to be back, Matt. Thank you. Rock the Poison. Every Rose Has Its Thorn shirt here. But rest assured, Poison does not grace its presence on this list tonight. But had to rock the Every Rose Has Its Thorn shirt tonight.
Hey, and he has an English degree, so he probably knows what an oxymoron is. So
I do.
Good for you. You know why girls like English teachers? Because they have the biggest dictionaries. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, here.
I already got the flu.
Anyway.
More.
And right below me, where he likes to be, is Brian from the Hairband Basement. Brian, welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me on again. Let me plug my shit. First, you can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. You can also listen to my show on Stationhead every Friday. I'm going to say this. I got the flu, so if I fuck up, I'm going to blame that. But you can listen to the deepest of tracks, the rarest of bands, and the little-known songs from the biggest named artists from before, during, and after the Decade of Decadence. You can also see me on, what's his name? Trevor's Crash Course Metal Show. We just did a show where I basically has a list of bands. I decide whether they're hair metal or not. And before I wrap it up, just want to salute to everybody. Never have me on this late ever again.
Yeah, it's a little late than we're used to. Brian's usually in bed sucking on a pacifier by now, but today he's going to stay up and talk hair metal. So, for those about to rock, we salute you. Next, we got Jay, who plays guitar in a band called Stone Park Ritual. He's in Iowa. Jay, welcome back.
Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our final guest is, and I hope she's okay with me, but we never had a girl on the channel. It's about time. And she's awesome. She's on X. We have gotten to be friends there. And we were chatting, and I was like, you know what? You know so much about this shit. You should come on sometime. So here she is, Mariah. Welcome to your first appearance on the Hair Metal Guru.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I'm really excited. Any chance I get to talk about hair metal, I'm excited. That's my favorite stuff. So
What's
that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your X handle? And I'll put your like.
Oh yeah, I have an Armenian as shit last name, so good luck. Good luck on people spelling it, but it's at Mtamisian24. So
Okay, I'll put it up here during the video. So we got 7 people. We each picked 10 ballads that we thought should have been on the charts but weren't for whatever reason. And with that, let's get into it. And we are going to have Ryan start us off. Ryan, what's your number 10 ballad that should have been a hit?
All right, cool. Bat lead off. Thanks. All right. So I got Shotgun Messiah, Living Without You, off of Second Coming from 1991.
Okay.
Second Coming is a killer album. Got Red Hot, Heartbreak Boulevard, I Want More. But this song is not what I expected because there was no Zinni, which was fine. The Tim Skold handled the vocals great. It kind of reminds me of the Love Can Make You Blind from Every Mother's Nightmare in the sense that you just didn't see it coming. So I love this song. I love this album. And I think they got kind of should have got a lot more out of them, obviously, like a lot of these.
I love that song. In fact, that would have been one of my honorable mentions. I damn near included. What a great ballad.
Yeah.
Different lead singer than the first album. And he has kind of, he doesn't necessarily have a pretty voice, but that grit just works with that song.
Absolutely.
I just like the debut better because of Zimmy Zan's voice.
Yeah.
And Second Coming is a good album. I'm not going to sit here and trash it, but I don't know. I thought they lost something.
And I love Zinni, like I said, and I thought the first album was awesome.
Yeah.
But I almost didn't miss him on this one. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because like the musicianship behind it was more ballsy. So his voice was like kind of raspy and fit, but whatever. But hey, it works.
Yeah, it does. It's a great album.
It is a good album. I'm not going to say it's not.
Yeah, I love that one.
All right. Jeremy, what's your number 10?
All right. Can I steal a page out of your book, Ryan?
Okay.
Sure.
It's gonna be a real short one.
Buy my book, everybody.
No, out of Ryan's book here, I got a 10B and a 10A.
Oh, that a boy! Yeah.
I did too, which is hilarious.
Because it's the same band, so I figured it was okay to do. My 10B is from obviously the same band as my 10A. They are Dangerous Toys tunes. The first one being Best of Friends from the Hellacious Acres. I love that tune. I love the lyrical content. I love the fact that you're talking not about a chick, not about love lost. You're talking about your best bro, blood bros. And my buddy actually dedicated this song to me at his wedding, which his wife begrudgingly had to listen to. She did not get a dedication that night, so it's kind of a sore spot at family reunions when we talk about that tune, because she did not get a song dedicated, whereas I did at their own wedding. But long story short, Best of Friends is my 10B. I love that tune. It's hanging out with your boys. It's Saturday nights for the boys, all that kind of stuff. And then 10A, we've got Promise the Moon off of Pissed. And I actually have that right here. I love this album. Brian, you've made mention of it before. Great album, especially for the time in which it came out. I thought it held true to Dangerous Toys. But that ballad, just Jason McMaster's voice on it. It's really nice. It's not really overly produced, that album. In fact, it's kind of sloppily produced, but that's what makes Dangerous Toys so beautiful. It's just that Texas grit. This song is beautiful with his voice. It's got a nice chorus. You could definitely sit and listen to it over and over, especially after a breakup. So I got a couple of Dangerous Toys tunes coming in at my 10B and A.
That's a good choice. They got dropped from Columbia on Pissed. So that's been part of the problem why it doesn't sound as polished, I guess.
Right.
I'll talk about Best of Friends later.
Right on.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, great choices. All right, Brian, we're on to your number 10.
All right, I got a 10A. I wanted to put this song on there. I had no room to put it. It's a song Gasoline by a Canadian band called The Wild off their album Still Believe in Rock and Roll. I highly recommend this song. The only reason I didn't put it on is like there's too many stuff from back in the day I could put on it. With that, my number 10 isn't that far back, from 2007. It's from Sebastian Bach's Angel Down album. By Your Side is the ballad.
Okay.
That thing would have been huge in 1989. And I think it's on the same exact level as I Remember You. I mean, it's an unbelievable song. Sebastian Bach kills it with his vocals. I'm gonna have lyrics on these tonight. So he said, I don't know. I know I never let you go. You know I never hurt so bad. And if it takes 1,000 years, I will be there right by your side. I know I never hurt so much. When I lost you, I was blind. Every time I catch my tears, you are right there by my side. Oh my God, to get the ladies wet. There you go, folks. Sorry, Mariah.
Sorry, Mariah.
Love that. I don't even care. I absolutely love that song.
It's a great song.
I'm such a huge fan of that song and the way he ends it.
Yes.
You know, it's just such a good ending. And I'm like, I listened to it and I'm like, why wasn't this huge? This is amazing. This is a great song. So that's.
And he sings the shit out of it. It
Oh, yeah.
really is like 19-year-old Sebastian Bach doing his thing. It's unbelievable what he does in this song.
Oh yeah, no, that song ends up on my list too. So what a phenomenal song.
Nice.
All right. Okay, yeah, great song, and probably my favorite Sebastian Bach solo album, though his new one is pretty good.
Pretty solid. It's pretty solid.
Sebastian's kind of going off the deep end off the last couple months, so we won't get into that. But
as a person, he's a dick, but he can still make good music.
Yeah,
yeah,
and he blocked me on X. So fuck you, Sebastian. Just kidding. All right, Jay, we're on to you. What do you got, Jay?
Not to be outdone by Jeremy and his part A and B and Brian, I got a 3-way tie for 10.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I couldn't fucking narrow it down.
Jesus.
Okay.
It'll be up to 4 in the morning with this fucking list.
Our conversation last night. AZRO, Tell Me Forever, is one of my number 10s. It's from a cheap kitty movie called Bikini Car Wash Company 2. Who doesn't
wait. There's a 2? Was it somebody on Answer Questions for Bikini Car Wash number 1?
2 Bikini
I
Car
never saw
Wash.
the first one, but a buddy of mine I used to play some guitar with had the second one. It was always on the background while we were shooting pool. Part 2 for number 10 is Home by Warrant. A little bit newer Warrant, but love the song.
Yeah.
And number 3 for 10 is Every Time I Dream by Autograph.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Nice, old school.
What was 2 again? Or 2B or 10B? What the fuck we're doing now?
10.1, 0.2,
It's
0.3.
the same shit. It's the same Ryan bullshit.
Right.
But which one was it? What was the song?
It was Home by Warrant.
Yeah.
And it's off the album Rockaholic. And no shit, it is it's a legit ballad for
I didn't hear him. I said,
Yeah. Was one of them this AZRO?
Yep.
That is correct.
And what song was it?
Tell Me Forever.
Shit, that's digging deep, dude.
That is. Wow. All right, let's move on to Mariah. What do you got?
Yeah, so my number 10 off of a 1990 album called Rev It Up by Vixen is Love is a Killer.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Great
Janet
sophomore
Gardner.
album.
Yeah, I just think Janet Gardner sings that so well. It's just so good. I really like the chorus.
But she
It's been
sings?
stuck in my head all day. It's a good song.
Yeah, sure is.
All right.
Absolutely.
You know, I really like the Vixen stuff, I know, but I was never one to go out and buy their stuff and dig in deeper. So like right now I cannot hear that song, but I will check it out when we get done with this. Okay. Sounds
Between Dixon and Lee Aaron, there is some excellent shit that those two bands came up with. So that's a good choice.
Lee,
probably
how about
like-
you there, Rock?
Oh yeah, a lot of Lee Aaron played up in this country. That's
Hell
Damn
yeah.
right.
Hell
Right
yeah.
to the
And they actually worship at the altar of Bryan Adams too. So
we do. Yeah, we
That's
do.
right. Canadian rock. All right. My number 10. I remember in 1990 buying a cassette single for a song called Dirty Love from a band called Thunder. They had this album called Backstreet Symphony, and this Dirty Love song kind of has AC/DC-ish undertones. But so I bought that. I ended up buying the album, but I didn't really dig into it really until the last couple of years. I started hearing people on X talk about it. And there is a fucking, pardon my language, ballad on that thing called Love Walked In.
Mhm.
That is phenomenal. And it's got like a universal theme. You know, you've had relationships end and you've been single so long, like you've given up on finding the right person. And you're not like, you're like, okay, I'll be fine. I can be by myself. And just when you've decided you're okay with being alone, here comes, that the one, the Mr. or Mrs. Right. So I don't know. I can relate to that. It seems like when you stop looking is when love happens, and that's what that song is about. Great vocals, song's really mellow and acoustic, but when it gets to the chorus, it explodes. It's just fabulous. And I think that album and that band deserved better, but unfortunately they didn't. But Love Walked In, that's my number 10.
It's a great
That's
song.
it's a great band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those guys are huge back in England. They just never broke big here.
Hell
It's
yeah.
never happened for them. They sell out constantly overseas.
Yo, they're huge over there. Yep.
Yeah.
And here they'd probably be playing fucking bars,
Yeah.
So
The lore surrounding their Donington debut was huge. They outdid everybody on that 1990 Donington. They people said they were better than Whitesnake that year.
Yeah,
which is
I've heard
crazy,
stories.
but I'm stoked on that choice, man. That's a great one.
That is a great choice.
okay. All right. And to finish up our number 10s, we got Rock. What do you got?
Okay, well, mine aren't in any specific order or anything, but I got
Oh.
10 great songs for you guys. I'm going to start it off with Paul Lane, right off his solo album. You can see actually up behind me. It's my favorite album of all time.
No shit.
The ballad is called Is It Love? It's from 1990. There is a video that you can check out on YouTube. It's a great song. Can't go wrong. Produced by Bruce Fairbairn. It's a great album. Like I said, came out in 1990. Him and I became friends maybe in about 2013 or so. So I'm not picking it just because we're buds. But I bought that album the first day I heard the first single, which was called Doriana. So you guys should check it out.
Dude,
Isn't there another ballad on there called I'll Be There?
Yeah, that's another great ballad.
Mhm.
That is in my honorable mentions. I damn near included that one.
Oh, nice. That one shows a lot of vocal skills for sure. It's great.
Right. Okay. Awesome choice. And yeah, really underrated. He went on to sing in Danger, Danger, and then a band called The Defiance. So
Mhm.
done a lot of shit.
Had a lot of members of Danger Danger in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. All right. We're moving on to our number 9s. We're back to Ryan. What do you got?
Here's where I got Icon, Forever Young, off
Nah.
of Right Between the Eyes, 1989.
Good choice.
So yeah, this was like a hard ballad, Like there's bands like Pretty Maids and Saints and Sinners and Icon. They have those really gritty vocals and like Banshee. It's hard for them to like squeak out a cheesy ballad, but this is like a hard ballad. Highly praised first 2 albums, and this album is night and day. I think this is my favorite. Really catchy chorus, really speeds it up. Killer rasp, huge background, great album all around. And it's one of those albums where I feel like when I look down the song track listing, like Pyromania or like Kane Roberts albums, I can sing them in my head and be like, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit, that's a hit, or it should have been. And this is one of them. So if those out there kind of focus on the first 2, check out Right Between the Eyes.
Good choice. Good album.
Yeah.
Really good
I hear
album.
so many people talk about like the Night of the Crime album.
Yeah.
I actually like Right Between the Eyes. I think is my favorite Icon album.
Yeah.
That Night of the Crime,
too.
it doesn't grab me like people say it's gonna. So
The first two, a lot of people go nuts for. Night of the Crime is a really good album too. I think Right Between the Eyes is my favorite too. Executive produced by Eddie Trunk, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He loved the band, and he thought the first 2 albums were great. I'm gonna help him out in the studio. Hates the album. He was like, nothing like the first 2. It's too polished. It's lost all the grit. It sounded too commercialized. I like it because of that.
Yeah.
all right. Okay, Jeremy, it's your number 9.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep it dangerous here. I started off Dangerous Toys, and now I'm going to go right up your alley, Rock, and right to Danger, Danger for the hard way with the song Captain Bring Me Down. That
love
tune,
that song.
oh man, it gives me chills every freaking time. And every time I hear it, it just takes me to like sitting in a dark basement and just listening to that song and just whatever it is, whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're trying to evaluate, it can take you to that place. And Paul Lane's voice, that was the first time I'd ever heard him, was on that album. And to me, that's the best Danger Danger album. I love it. They did redo it with Ted later. No disrespect to Ted Poley, but I like the Paul Lane versions better. Hello Captain, Bring Me Down with the keyboards are just freaking beautiful and perfectly done. So that's my number 9. I love that tune.
I heard you did some other stuff in the dark in the basement besides listening to that.
That song might even be on while I'm doing so, man.
There you go. All right. Okay.
I'm already sick.
Oh, here's Brian pretending to be all fucking normal and shit.
Well, let's see. How far are we in the show? 20 minutes for a jerk off joke? Wow, you're slacking there, Guru. What are you doing?
Maybe he's got the flu too.
Hey, I'll try to do better next time. Okay, Brian, what's your number 9?
My number 9, band straight out of Georgia, Blondes, from their self-titled debut. The song is Rainbow, and they had a very Bon Jovi sound to them. And if Bon Jovi did do this song or wrote it, it would have been huge. It just would have been huge. It's about trying to make it big and become successful as an artist. And I always like the line, time slips away until you've got nothing, until you only got time for regrets. If I never get to say I made it, well, I can damn sure say I tried my best, and I'm riding out my rainbow. Such a great tune that should have been a hit. I think all the rest of my songs on my list were songs, they made it big, that would have broke the band. So that's my number 9.
Wow, we are getting into some obscure stuff. I know that band. Yeah. I don't know that song. I know that album, though.
It's a solid album. It's a really good album.
Oh, yeah. That's great. I can't believe you put that on there, dude. That's so killer. I love that album.
It's a great album. I don't understand how they're one of those bands, like, they're nowhere to be found, really.
I think that dude sang for Lynch Mob in the last few years.
Yes. Yeah.
Nathan Oots or something like that.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yep.
UTZ. But what a good voice. What a killer album, dude. Like Miracle and Hands of Time. Oh, or is it Hands of Time? Hands of Love?
Hands of Love. Yeah. Troubled Child. There's so many good songs. There's so many
great stuff. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
That's all from right here, Guru. You see that? I didn't even look at
number 2, man. All right. We're on to Jay.
We won't judge you by the sweater, Ryan.
Is the season.
Okay. Jay, what do you got?
Wild Side, Kiss This Love Goodbye.
Oh, you
yes. Yes.
I love Wild Side. I love everything on that CD. Superior musicianship, superior songwriting. Nothing else to say, fellas.
Right on.
Good choice.
The whole album should have been big.
Album. Hey, Mariah, if Lillian Axe is a band. I don't know if you've listened to Wild Side's Under the Influence.
I have, yeah.
Okay. That's an album that I have pumped on this channel so many times. So I'm right with you, Jay. Great choice.
He pumped that in his fist.
Huh? Did you say?
What?
Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever. All right. Oh, now we're getting into the gay jokes. Okay. All right. 23.
No, you gotta have a partner.
You're gay for me already. That's okay.
He was the one who was just talking about the rainbow, so you're good, Guru.
Hey, I can feel his eyes undressing me. Like
actually putting layers on.
I'm practically naked right now.
They're putting on layers. You got 5 winter coats, 8 pairs of pants.
Okay. All right, Mariah, we're on to your number 9. What do you got?
Yeah. So I was debating between 2 songs with the same title. The title is You're All I Need, and I went with the White Lion one off Main Attraction, which is a great one. And I could have gone with the Motley Crue one as well, because I love that song, but that did hit the charts like in the 80s or something. So I don't know exactly if it's a hit or not, but both phenomenal songs, both songs I play a lot. Main Attraction is an album that does not get talked about enough.
No doubt.
Absolutely. I love that song. I might be referencing that album later on. That's a phenomenal ballad. Awesome. Okay. My number 9. Man, if there's one phrase that I've uttered a shit ton of times on this channel is fucking 1992. And in 1992, one of the albums that got screwed over was Hard Lines Double Eclipse. This thing is just magical. Like, there are so many potential hits on this album, but my favorite ballad is called Hands of Time. And this is a perfect album, and this is a perfect ballad. I'm going to give you the opening stanza. Great lyrics. Living every moment, holding on to a dream, staring at an empty page, winter comes to me, and I wonder, will the light ever shine on me? If it's a mountain I must climb, then that's the way it must be. Oh, I love that last line. If it's a mountain I must climb. Oh, geez. And passionate vocals, like it gives me goosebumps. And it just, like when you're sitting back, when you're down in a dark basement and you're thinking about your life and wondering where you're going, this is a perfect time for that, perfect song for that. So Hands of Time, my number 9.
He's such a great vocalist.
Oh,
Love him.
shit.
Such a great album. That thing should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez. It makes me mad that thing didn't blow up, but yeah, you're right.
That's like what you were saying before, Ryan, with the icon right between the eyes. Every song on that album could have been a hit. Every single one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our number 8. Oh, shit. Rock, what's your number 9?
My number 9, okay. Might not traditionally fit in the hair metal group, but I know that we'll all accept it for what it is.
We're all breaking rules.
Electric Angels. True Love and Fairy Tales.
Dude!
I love that song. All of the lyrics
that fits
for
in.
That whole album are perfectly done. Mm-hmm. Oh, you've frozen up there, Guru.
Did I?
No.
I'm not frozen.
I think Rock did.
Still there?
Oh, Guru. Rock, you got froze.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Now you're back.
Now I'm back. Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, so True Love and Other Fairy Tales. I could have went with Cars Crash, which is also a great ballad, but I went with this one. Our bed of roses has become a bed of nails. Can't get much better than that lyric. I love that song. Love that CD through and through. It's unreal.
Okay, couple things. Bon Jovi actually borrowed that lyric. Our bed of roses has become a bed of nails. It was on, I think it was on the Keep the Faith album, one of their ballads. He stole that
Bed of
lyric.
Roses.
Bed of Roses.
Yes, Bed of Roses.
Yep.
Conveniently.
Yes. And he said that if Electric Angels he wanted to bring them out on tour, but they were kind of done by then. That album is one of 5 albums, Wild Side, and I'll maybe get McQueen Street, DAD. Anyway, albums that I have just done everything I could to promote on this channel. That is, in fact, that would be near the top of my list, but I've already talked about, I tried to pick ballads that I've never talked about before.
For sure.
So anyway, if you haven't listened to Electric Angels, that whole album is fucking magic. So
I was going to say that's a familiar lyric from Bed of Roses, which I am a big fan of both the Bon Jovi one and the Warrant one, but
yes.
I want to lay you down on a bed of roses. For tonight, I sleep on a bed of nails, I believe is how it goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good lyric. However you spin it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we are on to our number 8. Ryan, lead us off.
Okay, so another one from 92, which also happens to be my absolute favorite year for hard rock. I got Masquerade doing a song called Sudden Love Affair off their self-titled 1992 album. Excellent album from a Swedish band. There's 2 really good ballads on this album, but this one edged it. Really cool, like kind of whispery vocals with some like real deep chorus. And the theme of a lot of these is the pre-chorus is almost stronger than the actual chorus, and this is one of them. Like think House of Lords, think Steelheart. That happens a lot. But if you don't know this album, Masquerade, self-titled 1992, check out the song 4-Letter Word and you will be hooked.
I gotta check that out. Thanks, Ryan. I haven't heard that before.
That one too.
You guys
I got their Surface of Pain album.
That's really good too.
Yes, it is.
Very good.
Like
this one. This one is a little bit more bubblegum, a little tiny bit, especially the song 4-Letter Word. But you'll be so pumped. It's
Good
a
to
great
know.
album.
Yeah, excellent.
I just had somebody tell me on X, like they listed 4 albums, and I'm like, I knew 3 of them, and I'm like, who the F is Masquerade? So
They're on
that's
Spotify and they're on streaming and whatnot
Yep.
now. I was fortunate enough back in the day to get their CD, which is killer.
Sure.
And I just again press play. The whole thing. Awesome.
Okay.
And I think they got signed in like 89 and they just didn't squeak it out till 92. So you can imagine how killer it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1992, for shit's sake.
The best.
Okay, we're on to number 8 for Jeremy.
All right. Number 8, this one I'm guessing nobody has. This is a band that you don't think of, Ballad. The two don't go hand in hand. In fact, they're polar opposites when you really think about it. But on their second album, this band got a little slower. I think their label said, listen, the shit you were doing before, it was funny, it was tongue-in-cheek, it showed your talent, but it didn't sell for shit. And it's from a band called Nitro. You got Jim Gillette, one of the biggest vocal range in the frickin' history of the world. You got Michelangelo with the 4-headed guitar, 2 of the most talented son of a guns ever. But anyway, they slowed it down and they did a song called "Don't Go" off of Hot Wet Dripping with Sweat. And I'm telling you, it is beautiful. It's got the rain coming down in the background. It's got Jim in his lower register singing. You could tell he's not trying to do anything fancy. He's just singing his natural voice. But then at the end, he does start using some of that falsetto with that aggression behind it. And he's just crying for this girl not to leave, you know. And God, I tell you, it'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up, guaranteed. But like I said, it's by a band called Nitro. I love both their albums, but this one is such a departure compared to the first one.
First one's great.
Yeah, I love OFR.
I thought you were gonna go
No.
with Long Way From Home. Yeah, made a video for that.
You bet.
Yeah,
Freight Train Coming and that
too.
one. Yeah. And then Cat Scratch Fever, they did one. But anyway, check out Don't Go from that Nitro second album. It didn't do shit on the charts. It disappeared as quick as it was released, but I love the hell out of it.
Well, Jim Gillette was known for breaking wine glasses on stage with his voice.
Yeah.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they lost a lot of their crazy out of controlness on the second album that made the first one so great.
Yeah, they
It was
did.
just over the top. It was just over the top.
It was. Yeah.
Didn't he sell vocal cassettes or something in the back of Metal Edge as well?
That's right.
Yeah, he sure did.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. The Jim
And then married Lita
whatever
Ford.
vocal, tapes. Absolutely. Okay. Brian, you're number 8.
My number 8, it might be the biggest song I have on this list, but it should have been huge. And it's off a Danger Danger Screw It album. And from 91, I Still Think About You.
Oh, shit.
How that song wasn't a number 1 hit is beyond me.
Yeah.
I mean, it ranks up there with I Remember You, Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I even say this. I think it's a better song than Every Rose Has Its Thorn. There, I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Let's not get ridiculous here.
But everyone has the relationship experience that got you fucked up, she fucked up, you both fucked up. Distance, she died in a horrific helicopter accident. Whatever happened, we all went through this, and he's got the line, I hope you found what you've been looking for. It's been 3 years, a lot of tears, ain't got nothing but this song. That guy is in pain. His heart is never going to be fixed again. Great song. That band should have been huge. That song should have propelled them to at least a higher status than where they are now.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
I remember I shit you not. I remember the first time I heard this, and I've said on the channel before, I had a high school, my first love, who broke my heart, all that shit that probably most people can relate to. But it was probably a year after that relationship, and I heard that song, and I almost felt like I was gonna sob. I was like, holy fuck, you just laid out what I went through, and I was like 18 or whatever it was, so man, you're right. I mean, that thing hits all the emotions, and you can feel that song actually makes you lets you know what it feels like to break your heart. Holy shit.
And I think that's why it's better than Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I think
Again,
it's harder. It just hits harder.
No, it's a great fucking song. Absolutely.
It is great. Great.
Okay, Jay, you're number 8.
Oh, South Gang, Love Ain't Enough.
Oh, that
Their
made my
debut
honorables.
album.
Made
I
mine.
Great
love
choice.
South Gang.
That's a great band. Great pick.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, that's where we got introduced to the lovely Butch Walker, who became Butch Walker, you know.
Right on.
I think he probably would like to distance himself from that past,
Yeah.
you know, but phenomenal guitar player, great songwriter. The song speaks some notes when you read the lyrics. I didn't bother jotting any down, but you guys are familiar with it, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Great song.
I like when he belts out "That Don't Mean Forever." He just punches you with that. It's such a good song.
Mhm.
Yeah. Butch
Agreed.
Walker, his first solo album too, Jay, is so great.
I have a few of his solo albums, and I think he has grown to be more okay with his hair metal past, because he will play "Love Ain't Enough" in like at some of his solo shows. I've seen it on, so I think he's, but yeah, for a long time there, I mean, most everyone was trying to get away from their hair metal past,
Right.
and it seems like in the last whatever, it's become more socially acceptable to say, hey, shit, I did it too. It was a blast. That's why we're all sitting here talking about it now.
Yeah.
That's more acceptable
Marvelous
because of
3
us,
was
Dan.
awesome also.
Which one?
Oh, Marvelous 3 was pretty awesome
You
also.
bet. Ready, Sex, Go is great.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay, Mariah, number 8.
Yeah, so my number 8, specifically the acoustic version for this, because there were like 3 versions on this album, is "Miss You in a Heartbeat" by Def Leppard off of Retroactive. There's another ballad on there that I can't remember, but that one actually hit the charts, and this one
Two
did.
steps behind.
2
I
steps
think.
behind. Yeah.
That was on Last Action Hero soundtrack.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but "Miss You in a Heartbeat," specifically the acoustic version, I just really like that album. It was in my top 100 on Spotify last year. It's just a song I really like and wish it had gone somewhere, but it didn't.
That just made Ryan moist.
That's right.
Mariah, I don't know if you know this, but another ballad that's Brian's absolute favorite is "Love Bites" by Def Leppard. So
It makes him moist.
I heard it by accident. It gave me the flu.
I think Brian and I can bond with our hatred of Love Bites. So
Thank you.
God.
Yeah, I can't. I actually like that song.
I love the tune.
That
Yeah.
song is ass.
Hey, that Retroactive album, I think that's better than Adrenalize.
Oh,
I
Yes.
agree.
Totally.
And Ryan and I did a video where we counted down our top 12 Def Leppard songs. A song I'd completely forgotten on that album is called "She's Too Tough."
Yeah.
That's now one of my favorite fucking Def Leppard songs. Holy
Yeah.
how did that not make an album?
Yeah.
No, "Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad" is one of my favorite, Def Leppard songs. That one's amazing, and I think that was on Adrenalize too. So it was on both,
Yeah.
but
That was a good album.
there's a couple of good songs. I considered "Heaven Is" that made it kind of down in my honorable mentions, but I agree. I liked Retroactive better as well. Yeah.
I think the one you're talking about, they wrote for Paul Rogers from Bad Company, and please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but they wrote it for him. He recorded it, and then Def Leppard did it, similar to "She's Too Tough." Helix did it, and then Def Leppard put their own version out. But I favor both the Def Leppard versions of those. So very well played, Mariah. You've just earned your way right here.
Yeah. Just
I
Right, too. I think I've
stained
heard
his
that.
seat.
love Helix, my Canadian brethren, but man, that song that they did, "She's Too Tough," can't hold a candle to the Def Leppard version.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Not a boy. Exactly.
Okay. My number 8, and a band that, one of the bigger bands that you're going to find on my list, it's Cinderella. But by the time they put out Still Climbing in 1994, the genre, music had passed them by. This thing flopped. It's sad because Tom Kiefer had vocal problems. If the album comes out in 1992, perhaps, and if it didn't follow the in my opinion, disappointing Heartbreak Station, maybe this thing could have done better. But there were 2 ballads on there. "Through the Rain," which is not my choice, and the other one is called "Hard to Find the Words." And
yes.
so I'm kind of a mama's boy. My mom is like the greatest person ever. If you're on X, I share. Last night she calls me. I'm 52 fucking years old. My mom calls me and she's like, "So what do you want for Christmas?" And I'm like, "Ma, you're still doing that?" But it's awesome. I love it. And you want to know what I told her? I wanted the Rat 40th anniversary out of the cellar vinyl record. Anyway,
That's hilarious. It's
so
like you're
hopefully-
13 again.
That's pretty cool.
that's what I get. But
Some things don't change.
Right on.
yeah, shit doesn't change.
Oh my
But that
God,
song-
he's asking for Rat albums for Christmas from mommy, and he's alone in his basement every night. Nothing's changed in fucking
up.
40 years.
Shut up, Brian. You know what's great about Brian is if he ever ends up on jury duty.
Don't bother me, I'm laughing.
If he ever ends up on jury duty, he'll never have to worry about it being a hung jury, if you know what I'm saying. Okay.
Oh.
Anyway, check. So
Things
this
change,
is
the more they stay the same.
that's right. That's right. So this song is a great tribute to a mom, and every Mother's Day I send this link to my mom, and I'm like, here you go. You know, so check out these lyrics. Mama, I know there's been times when I didn't always understand. By and by, we do some growing up, and it makes just a little more sense. But sometimes it's hard to find the words, but I'll do the best that I can. Thank you for the love, Mama. It's what made this boy a man. And I think that's just like.
And please get me the Rat 40th anniversary.
And
album
please
for
give me
Christmas,
the Rat
and another
and the G.I. Joe with the
Jurgen's hand lotion.
and give me the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip like you didn't get me when I was 12.
Love it.
So, anyway, awesome song. Cinderella, what a great band. Unfortunate that album, is kind of forgotten by, most everybody except people like us.
What was that, 94 it came out?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's way too late.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that song. I showed that to my youngest brother a couple of years ago, and he decided to play it for my mom on Mother's Day and made her all sad. So
Nice.
It's
She
awesome.
started crying. Right. My mom did.
Oh, yeah.
the same thing.
oh yeah.
Totally.
I mean, my youngest brother probably wanted something, and he probably got what he wanted or whatever it was.
the Rat 40th anniversary vinyl.
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully he gets it
No,
too.
it was probably Metallica, but close
Okay.
enough.
Sure. Okay. And we're on to Rock, the last of the eights. What do you got?
Okay, here we go. From
Shit, we're only on
1998, I got Eric Turner. Here's another
No
prop
shit.
for you.
Look at that.
So, Don't Say Goodnight is so incredible, sung by Janie Lane. He sings about 3 or 4 songs on
Yep.
this CD. And then the dude, Jesse from South Gang, sings 3 or 4 as well.
Yep.
But Don't Say Goodnight is my favorite on the CD. Oh, man, if they could have produced that properly and thrown it on a Warrant album, would have been
Yes.
huge.
Damn, Rock.
What year did that come out?
1998.
Okay.
Was that called Hollywood something
Demos
else?
for Die
No,
Hard.
you're something
Demos
different.
for diehards, yeah?
This- Called Demos for Diehards.
Okay.
You're thinking
I've
of
heard those
Hollywood
tunes.
Underground, I think is what it was called.
Okay, there you
I
go.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know how impossible it? How the fuck did you get that?
That's what I'm wondering. 'Cause-
2 or 3 of my buddies here in my small town all have this because we used to order CDs from a place, I think it was in Colorado, called NEH Records. I don't know if you guys
Okay.
have ever, but they were always in Metal Edge. And of course, we heard Janie sing
Yeah.
a couple of these songs. We had to get it. Just had to get it.
Oh, I can't wait.
There's
to get
one.
that.
There's one copy on eBay right now, and it's for like $300.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because I have my doubts that there were very many printed, right?
Oh, I'm sure.
I don't know how many, but maybe 1,000.
Sure.
Wow.
Sure.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Great.
But it's a great song, and it's too bad for the people who don't have the CD. It's not on Spotify, from what I'm aware of.
Yep.
But I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So Don't Say Goodnight.
Awesome. Wow.
Fantastic.
We are. I love this. We're getting into some obscure, rare stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna find a lot of good stuff to listen to later. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
No doubt.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of the big bands, their ballads were huge. That's why they were big.
Sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sure. I will. I do have some big bands like Cinderella, but I'm digging this that we're getting to some of these really obscure bands too.
Yeah,
So-
I got big bands too, but to have
Sure.
the big bands, it has to be stuff they did in like the mid '90s or later,
Yeah.
typically, because you're just not
Right.
going to find a ballad that wasn't popular in the '80s.
Absolutely.
It depends, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like Danger
No, for
Danger
the
had
most
2
part.
ballads
Yeah,
off
you
their
know,
debut.
there's Lillian Axe and stuff like that, but from the big bands is what I'm saying. Like, if you're
Yep.
gonna have it from the big bands, for the most
Yep.
part.
Actually, one of my honorables is from a pretty big band. Well, I'll don't say anymore.
Okay. All right. We're done with number 8s. Ryan, we're going to get us rolling with number 7s.
Okay. Here's where I got a band called Demoles doing a
Nice.
song called High and Low. And Metal Mike and Anthony Guru did this with the songs that should have been hits, actually, off their self-titled album from 1988. It's like the 40s, 80s glam with the Art Deco thing.
Yeah.
Great voice, slow chugger, basically like a cappella for the first little bit. Great builder of a song and really cool, passionate guitar solo.
That's a good
Yeah,
pick.
Jamal's shit.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Awesome. That's an obscure, and they had a couple albums, and I actually like their follow-up better than their debut, but
Yeah, they're both great.
Yeah.
awesome.
Agree.
Okay. Jeremy, you're number 7.
All right. Number 7 from one of my favorite bands. I got a ton of music out there. Unfortunately, we lost them recently. I don't know if you could see that. It's Dirty Looks. Off of the 5 Easy Pieces. They also re-released it on their Greatest Hits album, and it's called Last Forever. The Last Forever. The chorus of that song, wow. I needn't say more. The beginning doesn't grab you right away. You got to give it that build up. I think, Ryan, you alluded to a song like that earlier. It doesn't start off and grab you right away, but it starts building and building, and then it gets into that freaking chorus, and you're hooked. And it is one of my favorite tunes. So, Dirty Looks, yeah, from like their 6th or 7th album, 5 Easy Pieces.
Nice.
Usually don't think of Dirty Looks as being a ballad band.
No.
It'd slow it down at times.
Yeah.
So I love that band. That's a band I've tried to pump as well. So
Yeah, love them.
Okay. Brian, number 7.
Only on 7? Holy shit. I'm going to be at a 4.
You're gonna be
Say that
able to
every
like
time we get
Oh.
to or-
All right. Mine, 2 songs off this album could have been the pick, flip of a coin. I went with Heart of Gold by Sweet F.A. off their Stick to Your Guns debut from 1990.
Nice. So killer.
It's the whole album's great. Both ballads are great. I think I like this one slightly a little more. Let me get to my lyrics to read some of the lyrics here. If this shit would move.
Sounds something like this. What you gonna do when the well runs
Go
dry,
for it.
baby?
Sit down the bank and cry, cry, cry. What are you going to do when all your dreams crumble as they must? When you realize your name is written in the dust. What a great song. Great band. Awesome debut. They should have been bigger. If they released either one of those albums and MCA didn't fuck them over like so many other bands, they'd be huge. It would have been huge. That's my number 6.
Temptation was garbage, though.
Yeah, that actually,
Sweet
the
F.A.
first show I did with Guru, the disappointing flops, that was one on my list. It was like, this wasn't that good.
No.
It wasn't on the same level.
No.
But that debut, every single track is killer.
Mm-hmm.
What a
Awesome.
strong chorus. Such a strong chorus in that song, too. I can't believe I forgot that. I fucking love that song.
And a lot of these songs, especially this one, there's a build to the song. One of the reasons, because the White Line episode we did, people got all upset because I don't like when the children cry that much. It's kind of just a monotone level song the whole way through. But something like this, you got the acoustic beginning, the band kicks in, the chorus hits you, there's a massive solo, one more chorus, and it dips down to that acoustic. It's going like this. It's an actual roller coaster ride. And a lot of my ballads kind of do that. They keep the song interesting.
Yeah.
I think they would have made them big. If that got released, they would have been huge. They would have been a huge band.
See this shit? Look at that.
Oh, that's some
Oh,
talent.
Oh, I did it for me, Guru. Fucking weirdo.
Get a room. Get a room, you two.
Just trying to ease the tension, baby. Just ease.
Ugh.
I got a basement you guys can borrow.
I think he's pretty much
Less
okay
sticky
with
than
going
his.
anywhere. Going anywhere. All right. He doesn't like to hide his love. Okay. Jay, you're number 7.
Lynch Mob, Through These Eyes.
Nice.
I almost went with Dream Until Tomorrow off their second CD, but I The debut is something special. Great song. And Mr. Logan is one hell of a singer.
Yes.
Yeah, he definitely
Full
is.
clap for that. Excellent choice.
I
Great.
don't know that song. And I have very little experience with Lynch Mob. I know I need to fix that, but yeah.
Listen to Wicked Sensation. Every fucking song will rip your head off.
Mhm.
He's not a big fan of that album for some reason. So I'm
Well, I
hoping to
mean,
get-
I probably have
Low testosterone.
listened to it once. And
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
No better.
The song Wicked Sensation does nothing for me. I'll be
That's
honest.
the weakest track on the
That's
album.
probably the weakest song on the
Okay.
whole CD.
Okay.
Oh, really?
So, but that was the song that I heard first, and I was like, well, if their first single isn't going to grab me, then I just kind of bailed, you know?
See, I got that album because George Lynch was in it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember even seeing or hearing anything from it. And I was like, oh, Lynch Mob getting it. George Lynch is on this album.
Yeah.
Yeah, every song's great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mariah, number 7.
Yeah, my number 7 is One Step from Paradise by Danger Danger off their 1989 self-titled. Big reason I like it is I like the way it opens. We live like strangers, playing for time, both of us reaching out for something, hiding our feelings, afraid what we'll find. Someday I know we'll find the answer. Because I think it gives a really cool visual. And I just like kind of that visual in my head of, you know, something going on during the song. And it just feels like it should have been a hit. It feels like hit all over it. It feels like something I'd heard on the radio or, you know, I'd have heard it around. It's just like this so catchy. I don't understand how it wasn't a hit.
Dude, it wasn't released as a single. It was
which
putting
is
them
the
back
worst
in
part
the
of it.
studio.
The band wanted to release a ballad because they didn't put out a ballad video anyway. And the record label was like, no, we want you to go back in and write album number 2. Well, album number 2 was great, but by then it was getting to be too late.
Yeah.
And I think if they had, and that song was my prom theme my senior year, One Step from Paradise. I love that song. It should have been massive.
Old
So I'm right with you.
Yeah. You know, I'm sensing a lot of danger love from this panel, guys. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's
There it
great.
is.
Great band.
Damn, that's great.
I saw them live on the Screw It tour in a small club on Long Island. I used to live there at the time. It was just a party the whole time.
Yeah.
Like it was just there was this local guitarist used to play in a lot of places everyone kind of knew. Had him up on stage. Paulie was behind the kit. It was just utter chaos and everyone was just having fun. It was such a good show.
Nice.
They seemed like that kind. I never saw them live. You know, I've seen stuff on YouTube. They seem like that kind of band, and it's just a shame that they never got the record.
You ever heard the band Prophet when Paulie was in Prophet and he sang like two songs lead on that album? I believe he was the drummer, and those 2 songs when he sings lead are the best songs.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Okay. My number 7 was fucking Jay's whatever number. It's Wild Side's Kiss This Love Goodbye.
Nice.
In an earlier episode, I did do Wild Side's Just Another Night, which is, so technically that's probably my favorite ballad, but Kiss This Love Goodbye. That album is so phenomenal. Their vocalist, I think his name is Drew Rose, but I think back in the day he went by Drew Hanna. Well, amazing vocalist. I always said this album should have been the next Appetite for Destruction, but it came out in 1992. Their guitarist, Brent Woods, has played with Vince Neil, Sebastian Bach, played with everybody. It's criminal that this album didn't do better. Kiss This Love Goodbye just has an exploding chorus. Just grabs me right here. Amazing song and amazing album.
Yeah.
Dude, this is the epitome of where music should have been in 92.
Yeah.
And I've said it I feel like a broken record, but 92, like I said, is my favorite. And think about the bands that came out in 92. That's where bands should have been with technology and the improvement of their sound and the look and the little bit harder edge. It's perfect.
Dog Eat Dog, Under the Influence. Oh, much great shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally with you guys on that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Rock, you're number 7.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue the theme here with some Danger love. from
Nice.
1997, Afraid of Love. Such a great song. The chorus is amazing. Obviously, I love Paul's voice, but kind of like everybody was touching before with Danger Danger and how they should have been a bigger band. That songwriting team of Bruno and Steve West, man, came up with some good hooks through all their albums, right?
What album was this?
This was off of For the Hard Way.
For the Hard Way.
Yeah. And then it actually, in 2001, when they released Cockroach, so they had one album of Paul Lane's version and one album of Ted Poley's. So you could actually listen to both, but I prefer the Paul Lane version better. But yeah, that came on For the Hard Way in 97.
Okay. Shit.
You got to check that song out.
Yeah, I have that. I have all that stuff on CD, but it's been a while since I've revisited it. So
you'll love it.
Okay. Damn. All right, that ends our number 7. We're on. Brian, do you want to make any comment? We're only on number 6.
No.
Throw that out there. Okay. All right.
Too much time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Ryan, number 6.
Mariah and I are doing
along. Trying to move it along.
It's only 8 p.m. It's only 8 p.m. at my house, Brian. What are you talking about?
Well, your clock is wrong.
We're good.
We all know when the East Coast hits New Year's, it's the new year. Don't give me this shit. Well, in my place, it's nah.
Nah, nobody cares
How,
about
how do you guys watch Monday Night Football till 1 a.m.? Anyway,
we go in the next day hungover. How do you watch football starting at 10 in the morning on a Sunday?
Oh, I love it.
So nice. You can get up and watch it. Great.
Number 6, guys.
Ease right into it.
Yes.
Hey, I wonder why we're only on number 6.
No shit.
Okay, Ryan, you're number 6. What do you got?
Okay, another obscure one. Von Groove. Love keeps bringing me home.
Canadian.
Self-
Love it. Way to go, Ryan.
That's right. Self-titled 92 album. Great Canadian band.
Great album.
Really cool, like kind of mystical guitar, acoustic guitar intro. Huge verse build up, killer pre-chorus, huge chorus. If you listen to the chorus post guitar solo, it's even better. This song just keeps getting better and better. You know, ballads are generally not my favorite song on the album, but a lot of these I'm realizing they are, and this is one of them. So if for those of you, again, that don't know Von Groove, please check them out.
Great band.
Great pick.
Couple of good albums there. Good for you.
Ballads are often my favorite songs. So, all right. Okay. Jeremy, you're number 6.
All right. Number 6 comes from a band with a very obscure voice, very unique voice. I remember buying this tape and not really liking his voice initially, but upon second, third listen, became one of my favorite bands, one of my favorite albums. And it's a song called Forever from a band called Wild Boys.
Oh, wow.
With the Z. Gotta be spelled with the Z.
Of course.
Yeah, I love this album. The song Forever is just beautiful. It's got some piano in there. Beautiful lyrics, some great backgrounds. He has kind of a country twang to his voice, but it just works. It fits this tune. And yeah, man, it'll pull at the old heartstrings, I'll tell you what. So that's my number 6. Wild Boys with a Z.
I remember Metal Sludge used to rip on that fucking album. Like they were like, this is what killed hair metal, all that. I bought that cassette. And I know that, and they were kind of cheesy in a way. That's a good ballad. But yeah, I remember Metal Sludge ripping the shit out of them in like the early 2000s. So
Is that right? Yeah, I didn't like it on first listen, but boy, after I gave it a few, I freaking love it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Brian, number 6.
Keeping Up with the Love from Canada, one of Canada's best and one of my personal favorite albums of all time. From Slick Toxic of Doing the Nasty, White Lies, Black Truth. Another toss-up. It was either this or By the Fireside. Both great ballads. I always like the line, 7 o'clock and you got your rock. You think everything's all right. Next thing you know, the sun comes up. What the hell happened to last night? Makes you feel just like a king, but you ain't got no crown. A brief $1 million smile traded in for a lifelong frown. Oof. And at the end, when Nick Walsh belts out, you can pull your thrills through the big bills. In the end, you're just one of the boys. Oh, what a great song. This band should have been big. fantastic sleaze metal. One of my all-time favorite albums. It's great stuff by them.
For a couple of years, Brian, they actually were pretty big up here in Canada.
There they were, yeah.
Yeah. The comparisons to another Canadian, Sebastian Bach, were just all over Much Music all the time.
Yeah.
Great.
Is shit. Who no, what the fuck? Svengali. Are they Canadian?
They are Canadian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Their first album, I remember a lot of people comparing to Skid Row as well.
Same thing. Yep.
Svengali. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I don't know if it's like the Canadian like Grammys or some kind of Canadian music awards. I think they beat out Lee Aaron in that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Junos. Yeah, Lee Aaron. He still puts out quality music still.
All right. Jay, you're number 6.
Keel, Calm Before the Storm.
Oh, okay.
It was a toss-up between this or Tears of Fire, but if I remember right, there was a video for that. It was a minor hit. But Calm Before the Storm, great song off a great album.
Keel. Okay.
Yeah, I like that pick. Yeah,
Shit. Okay. All right. Sounds good. Mariah, number 6.
Yeah, so this is an album I know that gets a lot of love, at least with some of you guys, which is great because no one else seems to. And the song is Quicksand by Warrant off of Dog Eat Dog.
Very nice.
I love that song. I love the whole album. I really can't listen to one song without wanting to listen to the whole thing. But Quicksand, like the lines, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I feel like I'm going down for the last time, I'm sinking in your sea of insecurity. And then, and do I love you? Yes, I do, but I love my own life too.
Yeah.
All of it's great. You know, it's just, that song is so good. I could listen to that all the time.
It's funny you say you can't listen to one song without the other, because I had a buddy that thought All My Bridges Are Burning and Quicksand were one song for like 10 years. So good call on that one.
Yeah.
It's another good song off that.
God, yeah.
Obviously.
There isn't a bad.
That album has aged for me better than there are so many, the albums that you loved back in the day, but you're like, okay, like I don't need to. I still can pop on Dog Eat Dog and play that thing from front to back, and I just don't get sick of it. And that song is one of my favorite Warrant songs of all time. So
yeah,
nice
mine too.
Pick.
All right. Okay. My number 6. Shit. Hold on. Make this smaller, like your penis, Brian. Just kidding. Okay. My number 6.
What? Yeah, it's not getting bigger around you.
Shit. One day, what was it? The White Lion episode where
I'm not helping you insult me. Good luck, bro.
I'm not gonna. But anyway, we were
stupid.
joking around, and I was laughing so fucking hard. And that night, I'm in bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly I'm start remembering where I'm joking about Brian's junk, and I start laughing my ass off in bed. And Charlie's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Anyway, it was so funny.
So you lay in bed,
so lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With Charlie and a thing of peanut butter.
Exactly.
He's like, extra chunky again? Okay, so
yeah.
Okay.
Taking my penis in the dark again. Nice.
I'll make fun of the dog. Okay. Anyway, Sleazebees in 1990, a phenomenal album called Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed. Stranger Than Paradise was a minor hit. This album probably sold 250,000 copies. But in 1992, there's that year again, they put out the follow-up, Power Tool. That's a shitty album title for 1992, by the way. I think they made a mistake. This was the first single. It's an amazing ballad, but ballads as first singles, I think they were trying to copy the Love Is On The Way formula from Saigon Kick. But the song called I Don't Want to Live Without You. Now, I hear that song title and I'm like, okay, here's another Oh Baby song. And it kind of is. But musically, this thing is so phenomenal. It's just acoustic guitar and a voice to start off. But there comes a point where the guitar kicks in. And this is one of the best guitar solos in a ballad. Like I think of Skid Row's I Remember You, White Lions, When the Children Cry as having great guitar solos and ballads. Well, Sleazebee's I Don't Want to Live Without You has an amazing guitar solo in it. And I feel like it's kind of like singing from the point of view of like, I'm on the road and you're back at home and I miss you. But there's this great line. And I'll just give you 2 lines. Like a midnight rider on an endless road, I'm a sole survivor carrying a heavy load. I think it's an amazing ballad. It should have been massive. Oh, if you've never heard that Sleazebee song, go check it out. It's my number 6.
It's a great
It's
pick.
on my
That is a
honorables
good
as well,
pick.
Guru. Yeah, almost made my top 10. Yeah.
All right.
You had more than 10, Jeremy.
Oh God, I got to 15.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Jay, you're number 6.
No, I think it
Oh.
might be my turn there.
Oh,
Guru.
shit.
Yeah.
My bad. Fuck
Way
yeah,
to host.
I messed this up. Rock, you're number 6.
Okay. So, I got one here from 1992. I got yet another prop to show you from Bangalore Choir.
Nice.
I've got If the Good Die Young Will Live Forever, 1992. The lyrics to it are so cool. David Reese's vocals are really, really great on this album. I'm actually not too much of a fan of him generally, but this first album from Bangalore Choir is great. I'm not super familiar with his work, and except I think he was on One Quiet Riot album as well.
Mhm.
But anyway, I do love this album, and that's my pick for the ballad.
Good choice.
Paper Fist and I were talking about albums that we should have done better, and one of his was Accepts Eat the Heat, which had David Reese on vocals, and it actually is a really, check out the song Generation Clash. Great, and I really like that album, and fuck, I love that you have that on vinyl. That's kick-ass.
Yeah.
Very killer. Check out Circle of Silence too. I think it's from '94 with Jay Schillen from Hurricane on drums.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And that's fucking killer. Circle spelled with an S. Very clever. But I love Eat the Heat. I think that should have been massive.
Yep. Agreed. Okay, that finishes our number 6s. We're going on to number 5s. Ryan, get us rolling.
Cool. Got Blue Tears, Halfway to Heaven off their self-titled album from 1990. Perfect pop metal. Very breathy synth masterpiece. Insane chorus, huge charisma. If you haven't heard this, it's Bon Jovi mixed with Ken Tamplin's Shout, BB Steele, Big Bad Wolf. This album is pop metal, breathy, huge chorus, everything Bon Jovi was going for on Slippery, and this is times 10.
Yeah, you turned me on to that album, Ryan. I thank you for that.
That is a good
stuff.
album.
Good.
Good stuff.
It is extremely pop rock, but done so well. That song, shit, I almost kind of, as soon as you said it, I'm like, fuck, why didn't I include that song? That's an amazing song. That's a great band. Holy balls. Okay. Jeremy.
All right, I got a repeat here, so I won't get into it too much. It's Shaka Messiah. There it is again, Living Without You. I agree with everything that was said previously. However, I think that this album, whoever said it, I agree. I think this album's a little bit better than the first. I love them both. But initially, I didn't like Tim's voice again. And it's another one that grew on me. And it felt perfect for this album. And this song, Living Without You, is no exception. Just, yeah, it almost sounds like he's off pitch at times, but it freaking makes that tune so unique. And so, just absolutely perfect to listen to and sing along to. You feel like you could screw up when you're singing it and it'll still sound good. That's a great tune.
I've always liked vocalists that have the kind of gruff, like not pretty vocals. So, and that's a perfect example.
It's like Kim Hooker from Tiger Tales. It's like he's off key once in a while. It seems like
I was going to say, when you keep saying Living Without You, I keep thinking of the Tiger Tail song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. And I like that Kim Hooker version better.
Yes.
We're talking about hookers. You're getting Jay going here. Yeah, you all right? Okay.
I'll send you one, Jay.
All right. Shit. That was Jeremy. We're on to Brian's number 5.
We always talk about how, like, House of Pain by Faster Pussycat and Don't Close Your Eyes by Kicks or Ballads that talked about something that isn't I love you or I miss you, my heart's broken kind of shit. This one I think is a way better song. And you mentioned before, Jeremy, Best of Friends by Dangerous Toys from Hellacious Acres. It's such a fantastic song. It's the kind of ballad you can see Dangerous Toys doing. And it's about a guy who finds out his childhood best friend was killed running from the law, as it says in the lyrics. Let me get to my lyrics sheet here. All right, so there's a part where he hasn't seen this guy in like 13 years, so he's got to go. He goes to the funeral. And his part, it was 13 years since I seen him, this man that I no longer knew. His mother, God bless her, asked me if I'd say a word or two. Looking out in a room full of strangers, I didn't know quite what to say. All I can tell was of two old friends and some long gone summer days of playing pirates in the schoolyard, singing soldiers in the field. We were dreaming brothers in blood till the very end. And then the part that gets emotional, you don't shed a tear, you got no soul. So your memory is all I have left now. These words are all I can give. And from time to time, I turn back in my mind to the place where you'll always live. Some deep shit from the band that wrote Sportin' a Woody. The lyrics are unbelievable in that song. That should have been big if it got released, again, 91, but yeah, unbelievable ballad by them.
Some deep shit from the band that wrote Sportin' a Woody. That'll be in the montage.
I aim to please.
There you go. Hey, yeah, those are great lyrics. Shit, and I know that song. I've listened to that recently, but I got to check it out again. Okay, Jay, you're number 5.
A band that I don't think ever gets mentioned. Wasp. Hold on to my heart. Wasp isn't known for their ballads. I almost went with the other way and Sleep Into the Fire, but I figured it's a little too sinister for this late at night. Anyway, I don't know. Wasp is good band, great song.
All right.
Good pick.
That's a good pick.
Awesome. Okay, Mariah, number 5.
Yeah, so number 5, I have Standing Alone by Takedo. I think that's how you pronounce their name. 1991, my favorite year in music. 1992 is up there. And again, it has a good kind of visual of him not wanting to stand alone. And yeah, it's a phenomenal song. Blew me away the first time I heard it. I was just like, wow, this is so good. And then I immediately sent it to like 3 of my friends, and I'm like, you gotta hear it. It's, whenever I heard this, I was like, you gotta hear this. It's so good.
The whole album's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
What's your favorite album from 91, Mariah?
What'd you say?
What's your favorite album from 91?
My favorite album from 91? Slave to the Grind by Skid Row.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
The first episode I did because I've done something like this before, of ballads that should have been massive, tied for number 1 was Taikedo's Standing Alone and Lillian Axe's Nobody Knows. Standing Alone, I think, is some of the best lyrics of this freaking genre. I can still, staring out my window like I'm waiting for a change, as if I stare long enough, I'd see it when it came. Oh, it's just amazing and heartbreaking in a way. But
no, it reminds me of those lines remind me a bit of Heaven by Warrant, which was my first favorite song as a kid, and is still one of my favorite songs. It kind of that same visual.
Yeah, absolutely. Great song. Okay. All right. My number 5. I just did a video, 10 things I think about Saigon Kick. And they're probably thought of as a one-hit wonder with Love Is on the Way. They got some radio play with another song called All I Want off their second album called The Lizard. I love their 1991 self-titled debut, but on their third album called Water, which came out in 1993, there's a song called Fields of Rape on it, and I know that title sounds, in fact, that was supposed to be the title of the album, Fields of Rape. But they were like, nobody's gonna buy, we can't put this in Walmart with that title, so they changed it to Water. interestingly about this album, the first single they released was actually another ballad called I Love You, which is phenomenal. Could have made my list. But I love some of these darker, songs that aren't just about, oh baby, I love you, I miss you. I like those ballads too. But one of my first favorite ballads, House of Pain by Faster Pussycat. Brian just brought that up. Don't Close Your Eyes, an anti-suicide song. So here's some lyrics from Fields of Rape. And I might, anyway, bear with me. There is danger in the fields of rape, not too far from where you walk. There is danger on the path you take. Too late, you've gone too far. There's meaning in these words of hate, hidden yet to find. There's children behind an iron gate, hiding swollen eyes. Change these fields of rape. Wash them away like the morning rain on your face. We got to change these fields of rape. Take me away from the burning pain of this place. Oh, it's just so dark and desperate, and it's acoustic. The vocals are great. It's so original for a ballad. That album kind of died without a trace, but there's a lot of great stuff on it. Fields of Rape is my number 5.
Interesting. I got to check that one out. I don't know that one.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Moving on to rock. What's your number 5?
Okay. I didn't mean to do this, but it worked out this way. This is going to be my only ballad from the 80s, actually. And again, following the same theme, it's kind of dark. It is about love, but it's dark. And it's from Rock's Gang.
Oh.
And it's Red Rose.
Oh.
That is such a great song. It is emotional. It is very dark. That album, it does have a few songs that I'm not crazy about, but the so-called hits that had videos were No Easy Way Out, I think, and Scratch My Back. Great song. But that ballad is awesome. The rest of their catalog, not so much. I didn't think their box set was that great that came out, maybe a decade or so ago. But Red Rose, I can still play that to this day. And like I said, that was 1988.
Yeah.
I'll add the song Ball and Chain is kind of
that
a
song.
ballad.
Yeah.
And I love all the lyrics in that. It's kind of old westerny.
Yep.
And Red Rose is phenomenal. One of those songs should have been another single. And I do like those 2 rock songs.
Yep.
Scratch My Back and No Easy Way Out. There is some shit. There's some cheesy stuff on that album.
Yeah, Too Cool for School is
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I Want Your Sex. I think there's a song, which is kind of lame. But there's 4 songs that I think could have been massive on that thing.
I agree. Totally. So there's my pick.
Okay. All right. We are on to our number 4s. We're getting down there, and I'm loving this. So I'm having a great time. Ryan, what's your number 4?
Okay, I got Mr. Big, Promise Her the Moon from the album Bump Ahead from 93. And this was a tough choice because I really like the song Just Take My Heart from Lean Into It. It's almost like this song, Promise Her the Moon, is almost like an Extreme crossover, the band Extreme, because it's like so kind of light, but it's so moody and so true. And if it were 91, this probably would have been another number 1 for them. Huge songwriting band, gem of a song, great emotion. Heart covered it, the girls in that band, and it was great. Pure talent. Eric Martin was built for ballads, so don't listen to the song if you're having trouble with your lady. And it might be overlooked because of the year. A lot of these songs that we're talking about are just due to timing. They were overlooked, but this one should not be.
Total respect for that. Mr. Big is a fantastic band that does not get talked about enough.
Very good.
I never was a big, again,
I don't have good taste, so I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I have you on every week, so what
That's the case in point. Exhibit A.
But I've never been big on the bands that were like that. Everybody said, "Oh, these are great musicians." Like I've always been, give me 3 chords and the truth, and so I like some Mr. Big stuff. But when bands start going, I'm like Yngwie Malmsteen and that shit. Yeah. I just kind of like whatever.
Here's the thing: it doesn't make sense with Mr. Big because Paul Gilbert should have never gone from Racer X to Mr. Big. It was such a weird transition.
Yeah,
it was
Racer X would have been huge.
But it should have never happened. You know what I mean? Like Paul Gilbert was like Mr. Like, you know what I mean? And then he went to Mr. Big. You know what I mean? It was like it didn't make sense. Like I thought it was such a common name, it couldn't have been the same guy. But it was, and it made and obviously Billy Sheehan, very talented band. Eric Martin's the only one that was like, oh yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah. Does anybody remember the drummer's name?
Pat Torpy.
There you go.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Torpy.
Yeah. Passed a few years ago.
Very nice. Very nice.
Great guy. Great hair.
Right? The pompadour mullet. The pompadour.
Hey, Mariah's got hair. There you go.
Yeah.
Does.
Some of it.
Love it.
It's refreshing. Somebody else has long hair in these videos besides just me.
Hey, you know what I've never heard in my comments is you'd think that a hair metal guru would have hair. I've never heard that before. People don't say that like every fucking video. Okay. All right, Jeremy, we're on to your number 4.
All right. Another previously mentioned track, but the namesake of my oldest son is the bass player Jace Fincher. Like we said, the great Jesse Hart, Butch Walker, and now I'm gonna Slug McGee. Man, we got another one for Love Ain't Enough from the Tainted Angel album. Love it. Love the tune. Love the video. Mariah, check out the video if you haven't seen it. Those boys are looking good in that freaking video. Brian, don't go there. I'm telling you, they look badass. I love that video. Butch has the facial hair and he's doing his thing. I showed it to my wife one time and I kind of said, do you want me to leave the room while you watch this? Because it's that cool of a video. But and the song is amazing. I love South Gang. I love both their albums. I love Butch Walker. Yeah, everything Butch touches to me is gold. Yeah. Except for the Banderitos or whatever that one thing he did. That I could take or leave.
Yeah, both their albums are fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right, Russian roulette.
Yeah.
Right. Brian, we're on your number 4. Hey, I might have to take a pee-pee here, so just keep going and I'll be right back. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Go ahead, Brian.
Fucking guy.
Brian,
Charlie.
take over.
All right.
Charlie, take it. Yeah.
I'm with you, Mariah. 1991, one of the best years of music. I think it's tied for 89. Though 92 is up there. This is from a band, their debut. Unfortunately, their only full-length album they actually released. It's from Kick Tracy off their No Rules album, Big Western Sky. This song should have broken this band. They should have been huge after this. I Don't Need Rules was a great lead-off single. You're So Strange was a good single as well. This thing should have been the third one and should have propelled this band to superstardom, and it's never happened. I always like the line, some go right, some get left behind, and when the funky little things get all blown up, I try to keep my head and chin lifted up to the sky. It's such a great song. Every song on that album is great. That's my number 4.
Didn't Dana Strum write that?
Yeah, I don't know if he wrote it, but he had a lot to do with the band.
I know he wrote a few of the songs on there and he produced it.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was one of the songs he wrote
I don't
or
know.
not.
Great song.
Great song.
Great album.
Yes. Yeah. Love that freaking album.
I feel like Rocksgang and Kick Tracy go hand in hand for me. They're both just weird enough for me not to be into.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm kind of into them.
Oh, you're missing out. Oh my god.
No, I'm not. I'm like 51% in. You know, like
but go ahead and make a comment, Guru.
That's what she said.
I heard your wife said the same thing. You're like
at least 60%.
Hey, speaking of hey,
enough to win the election.
Brian, I just went to the bathroom and I touched my penis. Hope you're not jealous. So okay.
Wait, hold on. Let the silence judge that one. There we go.
Everybody's like, wow, that was a really good joke. I'll probably laugh about it later. Okay.
Alone at 3 a.m. in my bed with my dog.
Hey, we're on to your number 4.
Alice Cooper, Die For You. Oh, Ain't Stupid.
Yes, so good.
I love that CD.
Yeah.
That song. You know, somewhat close to Motley Crue because Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars were writers of it. I can't remember. I think it was with Jim Valance, possibly. I know Mick played guitar on that song. You can easily tell it's him. Great tune.
Mm-hmm.
Another great ballad on that, Might As Well Be on Mars. Oh,
I
Yeah.
love that song.
Oh.
That's an honorable mentions. I love that song. It's so
Yeah.
good.
that,
I should
yeah.
have put it in my 10. That should have
Shit,
made
I
it.
should have had that in there too. Like, damn it.
And you both fucked up.
And yep, Jay, I'm right with you there, man.
Yeah.
Okay, Mariah, number 4.
Hey, there's not much more I can say about this song. Brian had it earlier. It was like it's number 10 or number 9. By Your Side by Sebastian Bach from Angel
Nice.
Down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, this song should have been huge. His vocals are insane on it. It's just a song where I don't even remember where I am when I'm listening to it. I'm listening to it and I'm lost until the song ends, and then kind of come back down to earth a little bit. And it's a great song about missing somebody, having somebody pass away, but knowing that you'll be with them again someday. It's phenomenal song, no matter what it takes. Yeah, even if it takes 1,000 years, I'll be right there by your side. Phenomenal song.
Yeah.
And that ending when it's just him and the violins and he's like belting out that anguish, it's so goddamn good.
Yeah, when he's like by my side, and then the Yaz as it's closing, and then it just closes with him doing that and the violins, and such a good song.
Mhm.
Yep, you had it right.
Shit, 2007. I mean,
2007.
I remember him, and I don't know if it was this album, but he's like, shit, I have like 800,000 people that or whatever follow me on Twitter, or maybe it was Facebook. And he's like, if I could just get half of them to buy this album, but I mean, the thing probably sold 10, 15,000 copies,
Yeah.
and you're like, shit, I put out this amazing thing that if it came out in 89, By Your Side would have been top of the charts, but
It would have been, and there's a couple of songs on there that I think would have been big. You've got American Metalhead on there.
Mhm.
You've got a couple songs with
3 songs with Axl Rose.
Rose.
Yeah, Love is a Bitch Slap, I think. Right?
Yeah,
Yes,
Love is
yeah.
a Bitch Slap. They have a cover of Back in the Saddle, You Don't Understand. Sebastian Bach had Axl do a couple of songs on this, and then Sebastian Bach did Sorry and a couple of other songs, backup vocals on Chinese Democracy. So they just kind of switched. At the
Yeah.
My
time.
favorite rock song on Angel Down is You Don't Understand.
That's a great tune.
Great song. Yeah,
But
that album's really good.
But at that time, that was the first time you heard Axl on any recordings since the spaghetti incident.
This is before
No.
Chinese Democracy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was that one song that was on that soundtrack of that movie that went nowhere.
End of Days. Or
Okay.
End of
Yeah.
Days.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
something. Yeah. That's
Oh my
Oh
god,
my God.
yeah, that one.
Oh my God, that song sucked.
Yeah, right. I just listened to that when we did our
1999.
soundtrack album.
It's a bit of a weird one. My brother's the only person I know that likes that one.
Mm.
Is he okay?
He's the one that likes Metallica, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's I like Metallica too, but
Okay.
he's a bigger
Wrong
Metallica fan than I am.
Metallica.
Okay. My number 4, speaking of 1992, the band Roxy Blue puts out an album called Want Some. I've talked about that album before. I talked about maybe my favorite. They have 2 ballads on there. Times Are Changing, which is amazing, made one of my earlier episodes, but I've never talked about the song Nobody Knows. Nobody Knows. What a great album. What a great song title. Lillian Axe had a Nobody Knows that should have been massive. But this song, Nobody Knows by Roxy Blue, really reminds me of when I was in Iraq. And you're thinking about, am I going to make it home? And what about the people that are back there and they're missing you? So I'm going to give you a couple stanzas. Got a feeling and it just won't go away. And the sun won't shine today. But baby, that's okay. And I love the way he says that like he's trying to be reassuring, like, baby, that's okay. Like I'm fine. And then it goes, got a feeling that you're going to be gone so long, and I got to hang on strong. That's just the way it is. And it's an amazing ballad. That's an amazing album. And that song just gets me right here. And I really relate to it. And that's my number 4.
That would be on my honorable mentions, actually.
Yeah, that's
great. Great album, great band.
Yep.
Thought they were going to be kind of the next Van Halen there for just a second. Like
Their guitar player.
Yeah, they had it.
Everybody said, man, he's next in line, or that Van Halen just never happened.
A little weird. Their first single was "Rob the Cradle."
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It should have been Too Hot to Handle.
Yeah.
Yes, it should have been. Yep.
That
for sure.
And they shouldn't have had Squeezebox on there because that's
I mean, I like that song, but shit.
I skip it every time I hear it. The album's too good for me to waste time on that one.
Yeah.
You know what this band ended up leading to, right? For another band?
Oh, shit. Somebody in
Saliva.
Saliva.
Saliva, really?
Yeah.
He played drums on it, correct?
Yep. Todd Poole
Yeah.
was the drummer in Saliva, and Sid Fletcher's replacement was Wayne Swinney.
Wow.
The guitarist from Saliva.
Thought about that.
Right.
Yeah. That's cool.
Okay. We are on to that was my number 4. Rock, what's your number 4?
Okay. So I'm going back to 1991. I'll go Kane Roberts.
Oh, yeah.
Does anybody really fall in love anymore?
Oh.
I can't believe that actually wasn't bigger. I think there was a video for it, I think, but I don't think it charted too high. It was written by Desmond Child, Diane Warren, Kane Roberts, John Bon Jovi, and Richie Sambora. How do you go wrong with that?
Yeah.
That should have been a massive hit for Kane Roberts. It's a fabulous album. I love the entire album.
Yeah.
Actually, and that song, of course, like I said, was written by John and Richie and Desmond Child. It's actually also done by Bon Jovi on the reissue of New Jersey. So if you're interested in that song, you might want to check out the reissue of New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like House of Fire, Alice Cooper.
Yes, exactly. Same idea.
And that Kane Roberts album, again, I mentioned it earlier. You could just go down that song track listing and just be like, hit.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Every chorus is huge and perfect.
When you hear that album, guys, don't you, honest to God, see a scene from any movie? Like, you feel like that could be, every song could be a soundtrack song, and you could actually see the scene from a movie that it would be from.
What year did that come out again?
1991.
Yeah, shit.
God, I love that freaking album.
It was getting a little too, and I wonder if he was hurt by, number one, you didn't find many solo rock artists. Would he have been better with a band, or at least a band name, than Kane Roberts? And I wonder if some people, I thought this, I'm like, oh, you look at him. I mean, the dude's obviously like a model and he's ripped, which is awesome. We'd all like to be that way. But did you look at him and go, oh, yes, like Ryan. Did you look at him and think, well, maybe they just created him because he looks so good? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there going to be any substance to it? They just pick some good-looking guy, like they do with New Kids on the Block.
Yeah,
good looking and give him an out, But we know the album was great, but I just wonder if some of those things hurt him.
Man,
and he plays great on those couple Alice Cooper albums too.
Yeah,
he's a great guitar player. But it's a great album. But like I said, Desmond Child, I think, wrote every song except for maybe one on that album.
Oh yeah.
And at that time, I mean, obviously his success with Bon Jovi and Aerosmith, it goes on and on. So there's my pick.
Yeah, awesome
pick. I was surprised he climbed the ladder as he did on that album vocally. He was really talented.
Really talented.
Yeah.
We are on to our number 3 as we're getting there, Brian.
Yeah, it's almost tomorrow.
Hey, I still got an hour and 25 minutes left before I.
Yeah, because you're slow. As your proof.
Hold on.
Good comeback.
Something.
Keep trying.
Do that heart thing again. That really got him that last time, right?
Here, maybe you'll be nicer to me if I give you some hearts. Swoosh, swoosh.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, Ryan.
All right, Rock. Hey, how in tune with you are for Saints and Sinners? Are you a Saints?
Did you guys match on Tinder?
Yes.
Oh, dude, we might after this.
We
I've
might
dropped
have to be, yeah.
I've dropped some Canadian shit, but here's where I got Saints and Sinners.
Give him some alone time.
Everybody be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. We belong. Saints and
Great
Sinners
track.
from the 1992 masterpiece. Again, kind of a hard ballad. They were almost my kings of 92, but Hardline and Wildside kind of kicked him out. I think in my ranking, it would go Hardline, Saints and Sinners, Wildside. I love this album as much as I love Masquerade. This song is a gem. Huge plugged in acoustic stuff, huge chorus, and just check out that post solo, huge chorus chug. Perfect hard ballad, perfect CD, love it.
Hey, I heard Saints and Sinners. What was the name of the song again?
We Belong.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's a great album.
It is.
Yeah. I can't remember that song off the top of my head, but I know I've listened to that album in recent months and really liked
Quick
it.
question for anybody: is that the singer from Sword?
Yes.
Yeah, because I had that album and he looks just like him, and I have all the swords. And it sounds like him, so I figured it was. I just didn't know his name. Okay.
Same guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
good stuff.
All right, Jeremy, you're number 3.
All right, number 3. Superstar band, and I know you don't like them very often, Guru, but you did love this band. I guarantee you did. This is a song that I would have loved more than anything to see live, because I think theatrically it would have melted minds with the lights, with the stage bombs, with the presence, the way it builds, and the way the drums and everything come in. It's from the Arcade album, Cry No More. The way that song comes in with that little synthesizer and then Steven's voice and the guitars coming in, all of a sudden it hits you with that frickin' crunch, and you can see it live. You can feel it. You feel like you're at the show watching it, and it just continues. There's not a dull second of it, and the song just kicks your ass from start to finish, and it's beautifully done, perfectly done. And I love that whole album, but that song I think sets it apart from others. So.
Stephen Piercy from Rat on vocals, Fred Cleary from Cinderella on drums, Frankie Wilczek from Sea Hags, I think, is on guitar.
Yep.
And I've said that geez, I feel like I'm yelling. I've said that fucking album, I rate it up there with the best of Rat's shit.
For sure.
It's amazing. And it came out in 1993, and that's the reason, and I think it actually still sold like 250,000 copies. They got another album. The second album is not nearly as good, but another ballad on that album, So Good, So Bad, is also very good.
Yes, it is.
Great choice. Yes. Okay. Brian, number 3.
This is from a band that should have been bigger. This song should have been massive. I Don't Want to Dream by Hurricane from their Slave to the Thrill album from 90.
Yeah.
How this thing wasn't released is beyond me.
Yeah.
This thing should have been big. I don't get it. It's such a. I remember listening to this when I got the album and just going, this song's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
That's it. But I was like, so another day is over as the red sky fades to gray, and I feel just like a prisoner ever since you went away. Each time I close the door, night begins. I'll turn out the lights, but I know when I close my eyes, you're loving me again. But I'll wake up alone without you. And then it's got the nursery rhyme stuff.
Yes.
The chorus.
Oh.
The whole song is just great. I don't know what anyone was thinking not releasing that as a single.
That fucking nursery rhyme chorus just hits me right here.
But it's also got that group vocals putting power into it. What the hell are you doing? What the fuck? But it's got that group, the vocals in the background making it more powerful singing that. But it's such a good song.
Yeah. That's
the best. That's hands down my choice Hurricane album.
Yeah, for sure.
It's their best too.
Doug Aldridge just took him to a new level.
They did.
Nothing against Sarzo, he was great too. But
there's so many great ballads. There's so many that you guys. I mean, I have a huge list of like 30, and you guys are bringing up shit that I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot about that, because there's so many underrated ballads that just could have been massive. And
I said a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4, maybe.
Totally.
Yeah, there could be, definitely.
Dude, you know what?
Or anything. Brian's got to get some beauty sleep, but maybe a different day.
Oh, he needs a lot of it. What's up? Just kidding.
Me and Metal Mike
He's
and I
throwing me hearts though.
did part 1 and 2, top 15 ballads, and there was only 3 repeat bands, and I think it was Def Leppard, Steelheart, and Winger. That's how many ballads there are,
Yeah.
and that's how many great songs there are out there. And that Hurricane choice was awesome, dude.
Thanks.
What a great album.
I think we only had like 2 songs that repeated from more than one person.
Yeah.
Oh, so far, yeah.
Yeah.
Every rocker has a soft side. Okay, Jay, what's
Well,
your number
top
3?
side, your front side.
My number
We actually
3.
like each other. I just want for the record, we have a love-hate relationship.
Nah, fuck this
Him,
guy.
He hates me.
You know what? We should bring up what a softie Jay is right now. Jay sent
Right.
all of us fellas that have been on
Hey,
his round
Yeah,
table.
Jay. Back
Amen.
here. Where the hell is it? Where's my arm? Back
Jay
here.
said-
The
Welcome,
kiss card
fellas.
you gave me. My pointing
Jay
the right
sent
one?
us all Christmas gifts. He sent me a fucking vintage warrant shirt from like back in the day. It is so epic, and a card. I'm like, man,
Wow.
so you are
Very-
one of the good ones,
Very
Jay.
cool.
Awesome.
By the way,
Wow.
I forgot to answer this, Goober. You asked where I found that shit at.
Yes.
There is a store in a mall in Des Moines called Rats Underground Records.
Still?
The guy that owns it is a friend of mine. He used to have a venue that my band played at. He's got all kinds of fucked up shit in there. And
All right, let's wrap this up. Good.
So it's still
yeah, Brian, shut up.
Okay. It still exists though?
Send Brian a lump of coal.
Jay, it still exists. It's still a store.
Yeah, that's shit.
I might need to make a trip.
Whatever day I went Christmas shopping.
You sent us pics, Jay, from that place.
The drumstick I sent you and the car that I sent Brian were the 2 exceptions that I did not find at that store.
Yeah.
That car came from an antique mall, and that drumstick came from a record store in Omaha.
Sweet. Love it. Thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And that actually segs way perfectly, Jeremy, because my number 3 band is Firehouse.
Nice.
Song Let Go off of Prime Time.
Oh.
Mhm.
I don't know how many people have heard it. It's pretty much as close as you're going to get to a CJ Snare solo track. Lots of piano. Great fucking song. And long live CJ Snare.
Yeah, amen.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out.
I've never listened. That's primed. I don't think I've ever really listened to that album. I kind of listened to the first 2 Firehouses, and I kind of stopped after that. But
I have everything that's in their catalog. I'm a very big fan of those guys. Michael Foster's a phenomenal fucking drummer.
Yeah.
CJ Snare is probably the best singer I have ever seen live.
he's great live.
From back in the day to, I think it might have been the 6th last show that he did before he passed away. He never missed a note. I mean, the dude had an incredible range.
Yeah.
So consistent, Jay. So consistently good. Yeah.
Hey, I just
No,
want to
that's
throw
it.
this up. Oh, so go ahead, Mariah.
Well, I was gonna say that's a great choice. I'm a huge fan of everything Firehouse. That was a band I grew up listening to a whole lot, and yeah, great song, phenomenal band. Man, CJ's missed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was just going to throw this out there because Jay was talking about this store. This is for you California people. It is my dream to go to I've been to California, but to go to the Amoeba, the big, huge.
You might be disappointed.
Huh?
You might be disappointed.
Why? Is it
Because all the shit is picked through. There's no good stuff anymore.
Oh. Okay, well, anyway, I've always wanted to go there. Okay, Mariah, we're on your number 3.
Killed your mood quick, didn't he?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'll get you going again.
Okay, Mariah.
Yeah, so I was talking about 2007 and the Switch, and my number 3 is "This I Love" by Guns N' Roses off of Chinese Democracy from 2008.
Mm.
Wow, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
I am I'm such a big fan of that album. I'm such a big fan of the song. I just think his emotion when he's singing that song is just unmatched because he's talking about someone that meant a lot to him and a relationship that was insanity that he was kind of stuck on, and the emotion in that song is just off the charts. Lyrics from that I really like is, so if she's somewhere near me, I hope to God she hears me. There's no one else that could ever make me feel like I'm so alive. I'd hope she never leave me. Please God, you must believe me. I've searched the universe and found myself within her eyes, and I just can't let it die because her heart's just like mine. She holds her pain inside.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like you were talking to me and Charlie there.
But yeah, no, phenomenal song. Best on that album, and I really like it. It's my number 3.
Who is he singing that to? Do you know offhand? Is that like dedicated to somebody, or do you know?
Well, yeah, it's dedicated to an ex-fiance of his. I believe it was Stephanie Seymour, who was.
That's who I thought. Yep.
Yeah, she's the woman in I believe the November Rain.
November
video.
Rain, yeah.
Yes, that's exactly who I thought it was for when you were reading it.
Those videos, it just sounded like he was totally stuck on it. From what I've heard, she was kind of insane. She. There's a couple other songs. There Was a Time is about her, and I just, he didn't really get over that one, but that could have made it on there too. But yeah, no, it is
fantastic. I'm gonna check
dedicated
that
to her.
What's it called again?
This I Love, and the other one is There Was a Time. They're both off Chinese Democracy in 2008.
I've heard the album, but I don't remember the songs. Okay,
I'll be honest, I have shit on that album in the past. But I probably haven't listened to it, and I should, because there's those albums that you didn't like in the past, and you're always like, I need to revisit it, so I should probably give it another spin, because I know people. Trevor from the Crash Course Metal Show fucking loves that thing. So anyway, okay.
You should definitely do that.
I'm
going to
went
as well.
back to it about maybe 4 or 5
Well,
years. And
that album's kind of like Motley Crue's self-titled album, where you either like it or you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Chinese Democracy.
It's a bit of a departure from sound for them. Same as
Right.
Motley Crue '94, and there's a couple other ones. He was really inspired by like Nine Inch Nails and some of the industrial stuff. So there's a little bit of that. The weight definitely put a lot of people off, but that has nothing to do with the music being good.
Right.
And now they play it live. I got to hear some of those songs live in 21, and that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Flashlight. He doesn't
there's a
care.
Motley-
He likes them.
There's a Motley Crue album from 1994.
Yeah, it's the
Yes,
one that had a
there
good
is.
vocalist.
Come on, man. Stuck Up for Love bites for you, Ryan.
Right. Right.
Yeah, the only album they had a decent vocalist on.
Unbelievable.
Okay. My number 3. In fact, I realized I accidentally put 11 songs in my list, so I deleted one, and the one that I deleted was FYI. Yeah, I could just have it part 3A, but I deleted White Lion, Farewell to You. I love that song.
Ooh, good one.
I had a feeling you had that on there.
But I'm going to go with Valentine, Never Said It Was Going to Be Easy.
Oh, excellent choice.
Very killer.
And I don't know a ton about I remember reading about them in magazines. They were getting, I don't see a lot of ads for them, but I remember, they were getting some publicity. Their album came out in 1990, so they were still, Firehouse and Slaughter hit in 1990, came out on Giant Records. Their singer was a guy named Hugo, who ended up, I think, playing in like a Journey tribute band. When
Journey asked him to sing.
What?
Journey asked him to be the vocalist, and he said, "No, I have my own thing going on."
Yeah,
He looks identical and sounds identical.
Yeah, looks like him and everything. So
I can't remember if it was Valentine or his solo stuff. He was like, "I got other things going on," but yeah, he rejected their offer.
Yeah, wow.
He must have needed money.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Anyway,
no, I don't want cash, women, and fame. I'm good with Valentine.
So the song seems to be about being in a band and fighting through like the hard times, and like I can really relate to that, because I always tell my son, I'm like, most of the great shit, any great thing that ever happened to me usually did when I did, usually happened when I did something that scared the shit out of me. You know, when you're like, fuck, I'm just not, you know, whether it was joining the military or going back to college when I was older, like I was like, fuck, should I do this? But I did, and something. So I'm going to give you a couple lyrics. Um, Sometimes as I look back on the things I used to do, remembering all the things I've been through, I tell myself I should have known, as it seems we always do. But man, if I only knew. Never said it was going to be easy. The days were long and the nights were never ending. I never said it was going to be easy, but I'd do it all again. So I love that perseverance. You know, I think it's just a great message and it's super catchy. And I think that band was really AOR-ish. You know, they weren't like super hard rock. And in AOR circles, they're talked about very fondly, but they just never got, you know, any of that national acclaim that I think this song should have given them.
Nice. I thought you put Tears in the Night for sure by them. That's another good one.
Yep.
That's a ballad, though.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, that was.
There's so many good tunes off that album. It's such a good album.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember getting that on cassette, and I got Blondes on CD. Talking about two deep bands there.
Nice.
But then I got a CD upgrade for that. I remember the day I got it because my son ended up having a seizure, went to the hospital.
Yes.
And
how old was he?
He was 2.
Febrile.
It was a febrile seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know it was common at the time, but everyone, my friends, family have kids, like, oh, that happens all the time, not a big deal. I'm like, what the fuck? But I remember coming home because my wife's like, go home and get some sleep. We'll come back, come back tomorrow. I'll stay with him. Came home and that thing's sitting on my porch. I'm like, I don't know if I can really get to listen to this right now. But every time I hear anything from that album, I think of that weird fucking night.
Oh yeah.
So he's never had issues with that afterwards?
No, what it is, kids when they're young, it's not that the fever goes up high, it goes up fast.
Yeah.
And my wife was in a drive-through at Dunkin' Donuts, all of a sudden heard something and thought my son was choking and said, stopped, got out of the car and told the manager of Dunkin' Donuts, call 911 on what's going on with my son.
Right.
Yeah, it's a harrowing experience. And you're like, holy shit. But it turns out it doesn't, nothing really happened as a result. And it's kind of common.
Yep.
But in the moment, you're like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. I think we're on rock for your number 3, right?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. Okay, I'm on a panel tonight with a bunch of smart hair metal people who
And
all love
Guru.
Warrant, but I can't believe nobody has talked about this song before, from 2001 called Face, off of the Under the Influence album.
Yeah.
Janie's vocals are so great on that song. Once the guitars kick in, it's super loud. I don't get sick of that song ever, but that's probably because it's not that well played compared to so many more Warrant songs, right?
Sure.
But it's such a great song.
That's right. That's kind of that Under the Influence album. I mean, what, 2001?
2001. So it only had 2 new tracks. That one and Subhuman, I think it was called.
Yep.
Subhuman's a great tune.
Yeah, it's a great tune. It was a decent cover of Down Payment Blues on there.
Yeah.
But a lot of it didn't really stick with me, but the blues did.
Yeah, it was all covers except for 2, and the 2 originals were very good.
Very good.
So yeah, that's a great song. Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We are on to our number 2s. We're gonna make it. Okay. Ryan, what you got?
Well, first off, anytime you want to come to California and visit Amoeba Records, I am down to host you, bro. It's like 2 hours north of me and like 6 hours south of me. So Mariah can host you for that amount of time. But anyway,
Sure.
great choice. I didn't mean to burst your bubble. You can come stay with me anytime you want. My number 2 is a band called Heavy Bones, and the song is called Turn It On. It's from 1992. Shocker. Joel Ellis. You can knock the dude's attitude, but you can't knock his vocals. The guy is amazing. His vocals are amazing. Cats and Boots, Heavy Bones, all killer. This song in particular always stood out on the record for me. It's like my favorite track on the record, and it's a ballad. but it's massive. Great, like kind of piano intro, guitar mix, and you can't go wrong with this song. So please check out Turn It On if you don't know Heavy Bones.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, nice choice.
Heavy Bones and Cat and Boots, one album and done. Both great bands.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I prefer that Cats and Boots album, but I like the Heavy Bones as well.
That's great.
Okay, Jeremy, you're number 2.
Number 2, one of my favorite bands of all time. One of my favorite voices. It hasn't been able to repeat the magic of the what am I trying to say? Their first album, their whatever
The debut.
Thank you. My God, it is getting late. My mind can't.
What the hell? Jeez.
Their debut album, but it's off the Vain No Respect album, and it's Without You. I love that tune. I feel like I should be sitting in a room with candles going all around me, just listening to that tune and crying.
Massaging your shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just his voice. You either love it or hate it. But I think on that song, it works whether you're a fan of Davey or not. I think it's a very well done tune. I love it. Never get tired of it. Never skip it. Never will.
That entire album is fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
I've said it before. That album is all attitude and swagger. Top
It is.
to bottom, a great album.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Brian, you're number 2.
My number 2, off with Babylon AD's self-titled album, Desperate.
Oh, yeah.
That thing should have been massive.
Yeah.
I remember getting this after maybe Hammer Swings Down. I got the album. Then there was Bango the Bells. Then there's I forget the third song.
Marianne?
No, not Marianne. It's
Kid Goes Wild?
No, that's
That's later on.
Shit, the hell was it? But feels like I'm falling deeper. Oh shit, I almost had it. Caught in the Crossfire.
Oh, yeah.
And then this song came on.
Nice.
I remember stopping and going, holy shit, this thing's going to be massive. This song is going to be number 1 easily. And they never released it as a single. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
And let me go to lyrics here. When the chorus with the backing vocals, when the rain comes falling down and you're lonely as the night gets colder, don't worry because I'll be there for you. When your dreams seem far away, take a moment to look over your shoulder because, honey, you know I'm desperate too. Everybody's desperate just like you. Great lyrics. Again, this song should have been huge. And when Derek bangs it out at the end of the song, just fantastic stuff. This thing should have been a huge hit. I will put it up there as one of the best ballads of the genre, easily.
There was no video for it or anything, was it?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Why?
And don't give me, I like the Baton Rouge version. This one blows it away. It's 10. Not close.
Why some of these record labels?
That was Arista. Weren't they Arista?
The way for most of these bands, if they were getting pushed to platinum or double platinum, it was because of the huge ballad. And then you get Babylon AD, don't release Desperate. Lillian Axe, don't release Nobody Knows. You're like what? I mean, what are you thinking? I really, honestly, I get mad about it. Like,
does the CEO of these record companies hire a guy and be like, look, I want you to go out there and sign bands, but I want to make sure we make no money off of them. You got it, sir. Some ass the tie, just like doing stupid decisions.
We need a tax write-off.
That many? What are you doing with your tax? Wait, pay your fucking taxes. Would be less problems.
Right.
Okay. So Savage the Heart is one of my honorables by Babylon too. I love their ballads. God.
Yep. I'll say this: the latest Rome Wasn't Built in a Day has the same exact vibe as those first 2 albums.
It really does.
Album. Yeah. Great album.
All right, Jay, what's your number 2?
Bad for Good. Nothing great about a heartbreak.
Oh, wow, dude. Wow. Unbelievable.
It's just been nothing but surprises by everybody.
It has.
Well, I mean, obviously there's some other fans of them besides myself. So
yeah, I love that song.
You know the score. Steve Vai was behind the band.
Mm-hmm.
Stocked with talent. I mean, Thomas McRockland was a fucking genius at guitar, and he's better now. if I watch some of the stuff on YouTube. Obviously the drummer is now in Avenged Sevenfold. So and
Don't leave out Danny Cooksey.
yeah, Sam from Different Strokes, Bud Nick off
Terminator
of Sleeping
2.
Shorts.
Mhm.
I had some lyrics that, well, the second verse, I don't know what the fuck I did with my paper, but
Love it.
That's a weird verse.
Yeah.
Here, I got something. Listen, I love this song, and I've talked about this song before, otherwise I would have included it. Now remember, these are kids, like Thomas McRock was like 13 when this
12.
came out. 12. Somebody told me that I'm supposed to feel this way, that a heart can never reach the peak of truth until it breaks, that you feel nothing until you feel like you're nothing, and that real suffering, it helps to keep that muscle pumping. Well, I'm beat. Give me back my inexperience, keep the heat, let me pray for deliverance. Oh, I know those kids didn't write that, but holy shit, that is one of
They
my
fucking
favorite
sold
ballads
it, that's
of all
for
time.
sure. That song is fucking a work of art.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. And they were, this came out in 1992. They were making the video for this song, but the record company pulled the plug. They're like, shit, 1992, it's not happening. The first single was a cover of a Phil Lynott song called 19. It is amazing.
That was
But
a cover?
That was a cover.
Yeah. The Not Choice, too.
It was a great song, but it didn't do that great. So I think the record, they start filming the video. There, you can actually see, what's done of it on YouTube. And I think the record company was like, "It's not happening. Pull the plug."
Wow.
Bummer. Okay, we're on to Mariah's number 2.
Yeah, so pulling from some of my bigger, favorite bands that are bigger. I was debating between 2 songs from the same album, and went with my second favorite Bon Jovi song that should have been big, which is "Hey God." Off These Days, I also considered the title track, but "Hey God's" my second favorite. I have uncommon favorites for Bon Jovi, and it's just such a good song. There's nights, I want to scream. These days, you're even harder to believe. I know how busy you must be, but hey, God, do you ever think about me? And just about kind of the bad aspects of life, the stuff you don't want to see, the gritty parts, the bad parts, what we're dealing with these days. And yeah, it's my second favorite Bon Jovi song. I don't know how it wasn't bigger because it's so good.
What's your
Great
first favorite?
Yeah.
My first favorite is maybe even more uncommon than that because it was only on Crossroads, which is the greatest hits compilation. And
Someday I'll be Saturday night.
Yep, Someday I'll be Saturday night.
Love that song.
Yeah, me
Yep.
too.
Jeez, cut her off, why don't you?
Sorry.
I mean, hey, he knew it. He had it. There's only 2 of them, so if it's not always,
Yeah.
It's a great song. And I've said, I was kind of starting to get out of Bon Jovi by these days, but lyrically, "Hey God," that's where he made the turn lyrically into, like, I'm not just going to talk about relationships and things and, brotherhood. And he went into some darker topics. And I really like that song off that album.
Yep, it's a good album. Too bad it came out in 1995.
1995. Speaking of 1995, my number 2 also came out from a 1995 album, and it's Warrant's Ultraphobic, and it's not the song Stronger Now, which I have tattooed on my arm somewhere, but it's the song High. And when people talk about this album, I'm just shut because a lot of people do talk about the song Stronger Now. It's phenomenal. But High, I don't hear people mentioning. I think it's one of the best ballads ever. It's acoustic. Janie Lane, is one of the greatest songwriters of this genre, one of the best lyricists. And I love, even though this album does have, you can hear the grunge influence coming in, but he puts grunge into it in a way with class, and I just think this album is phenomenal. I'm going to give you a couple lyrics from it. Here's the opening part. Last night I had a dream about you and how you fit in my naked mind. Mistakes, I guess I made a few here and there and from time to time. I know, Lord, I dreamed about it, every detail and every move. I'm sure there's no doubt about it. I'm trying to break through to you. Man, I've talked about this band so much, but I've never specifically focused on this song. It's amazing. Please go listen to it if you have not. You might. I agree with people when they say ultraphobic. I can understand why people don't like the grunge influence. I get that. But High and Stronger Now are two of the best ballads, not just of that year, but of the entire genre. So check out High.
And Chameleon is a great song.
Yeah.
Chameleon, yeah, that's almost ballad-esque. That might be my favorite rock song. Or maybe it is a ballad. That the lyrics in that are unfucking believable. So I love that whole album.
Yeah,
I can play that. I probably play Dog Eat Dog and Ultraphobic much more than I ever go back to Cherry Pie and DRFSR.
I do the same. Yep, do the same.
So, all right, Rock, we're on your number 2.
Okay. Actually, I didn't write down the year, but I think it's probably around 97 or so. This dude has definitely written a couple of great ballads in his day. Name is Bret Michaels. The song is Rain, written for his daughter. I think it's a really great tune. It had everything. If it would have been done in the 80s, it would have been a bigger song, of course. But a lot of acoustic does kick in. Lyrics are meaningful. And, hey, it's Bret. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's not 90 something though. I think that's like in the early 2000s. I think it's 2003.
Is that from Songs of Life?
Yeah.
Songs of
Yeah,
Life.
It's a good album. I think
it's like 2000. Oh shit, 3.
I think it's 2003. Yeah. It's a great one. He's got a couple of good solo ballads too. There's another one.
Yep.
Yeah, he really does.
I actually saw him perform solo at a golf tournament, of all places, and he did a few songs off of that.
I took my son to see him solo, and Bobby Blotzer's Rat opened up, and I'll be honest, the vocalist he had was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Stephen Piercy's vocals are a little rough these days, but
What year was that?
probably 8 years ago.
Okay, I don't know who's singing with them.
8 or 9 years ago. Yeah, I don't remember.
I saw the same one, not the same concert.
Yeah.
But I saw that too. It was beautiful. Me and some buddies went down to Spokane, Washington. It was LA Guns, Bobby Blotzer's Rat, Warrant, Great White, and I can't even remember the fifth one. But the weekend that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I also saw Bret Michaels live. Saw him on my other brother's birthday, and it poured rain the entire time. Like rain was just coming down. It was an absolute storm in the middle of May, and he's still out there rocking, giving everyone a good time. He's just such a great frontman. I've seen him with Poison and solo, and he always does a good job.
The dude always has the energy, and you never feel like, okay, he's just out there phoning it in.
Yeah.
No, even in the rain, he's doing it.
Okay, we are on to our number ones. Drum roll, please. Ryan, what's your number 1?
Okay, cool. So here's what I got. Danger, Danger, Afraid of Love. So I had to bite my tongue way back when you said it.
Yeah.
But both versions are great. I love the double album of Cockroach. I think the Paul Lane version is better. And I talked about this on the 80s Glam Metal Cast. I think the first 2 albums couldn't have been better with Ted Pulley. Like Ted Pulley was the guy. The Cockroach album and beyond, I really do favor Paul Lane. I think he's great. So I love this version of this song. Humongous pre-chorus and chorus. And I can't get enough of this song. It's got to be my number 1. So awesome choice.
Great pick.
All right. Very cool. Jeremy, your number 1.
All right. Mariah, you nailed it, my lady. This is the reason that I wanted to do this episode so bad is I just came across the song. I actually thought maybe it was too big of a hit to put on the list, but it is a transcendent type of song, like the one you
Love
said.
Bites.
What's that?
Love Bites.
How did you? Yeah, friggin' no. This is a song that, like I said, literally made me want to do this, and it's there it is, "Save Your Love" by Great White, and it's like you said, Mariah, earlier. It makes you leave the earth for a while. It makes you just forget about everything for that 3.5 minutes, and then come back down to reality. It's like I said, it's a transcendent, beautiful song. I know they probably made it into a single, but I don't think it was ever a huge hit. So I included it. It's my number one.
Yeah, I almost included it. I was worried that I was gonna hear, that was a single or that whatever. So I didn't.
That's why I was about too. I thought everyone was gonna get on me about it, but
but I should have done it anyways because it would have topped a bunch of those. It's such a good song. It's one of my favorites. I think "House of Broken Love" is my favorite by them, but
yeah,
that one's right up there. It's a phenomenal pick.
Awesome.
We're very loose with the rules here. Okay. All right.
And
Like your
someone mentioned "Miss You" in a heartbeat. Someone mentioned "Miss You" in a heartbeat in their honorables. I want to correct the record. "Miss You in a Heartbeat" was the one by Paul Rogers, and I was wrong in my Def Leppard lore. And someone mentioned it. I'm sorry.
Right.
Brian, I'm sorry. My Def Leppard love isn't there.
Get your shit together, Ryan. Jeez,
Really?
Shit together.
Looks like someone just lost their Def Leppard credibility.
Another danger.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, another danger.
I did see that Fly on the Wall episode, Ryan. So I don't know.
Dude, hey,
No, what the fuck?
I stand by it.
Okay, well, I don't.
No.
All right. Okay, Brian, we're on your number one.
My number one, I mean, the lyrics are deep. I don't know how this wasn't huge. It's "Brandon" by Motley Crue. No. But Guru's big fucking mouth spoiled this numerous times tonight. "Nobody Knows" by Lillian Axe off their self-titled debut from '88. We've talked about the band so many times, talked about the song. YMCA, except the fact they suck, didn't release this as a single. It would have made the band huge. It's just mind-boggling. One of the big mysteries of music. This band should have been big. This song could have propelled them to greatness, and it just didn't happen. I always liked the lines "Far away." Wait, was it "Far away, where the hills turn into plains? I sit and I wonder where you are." It's such a great, great song. Yeah. Should have been huge. Obviously, it's going to be my number one.
Great song.
Came out '88. I always said that was Lillian Axe's "Every Rose."
Yeah. Yeah.
CA fucked him. Okay. All right. Great call. Jay, what's your number one?
My number one was Rock's number 4, Kane Roberts.
Oh.
Anybody really fall in love anymore? Song's covered pretty well, so I don't have a whole lot to add to it. I've definitely been at points in my life where I feel those lyrics more than most people probably would, but that's it.
Yeah, he sings it really passionately too. Like it's such a great song.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Mariah, you're number one.
Yeah, so I was asked earlier what my favorite album of 1991 is, and it is "Slave to the Grind." And if this had been a video about songs that should have been bigger hits, I would have put "Wasted Time" because that's my favorite song of theirs. Yeah. Written about Steven Adler, from Guns N' Roses and all that. It's a great song, but since it's not that video, I have "Quicksand Jesus" by Skid Row. Partially just because it's a great song that, in a, album stacked full of great songs, that's phenomenal, where every song is good, but should have been bigger. The lyrics are great. The way he sings it just makes it. Huge Sebastian Bach fan vocally, and it's such a good song. And I'm, just so excited to hear that every time it comes on.
I'm with you on that. It's one of my favorite songs off that album.
Yeah, mine too.
So good.
And
Yeah.
I think that's actually, and I love that song. I think that's my third favorite ballad because I think I go Wasted Time in a Darkened Room, I think is amazing.
Oh, it is.
And then Quicksand, I think is number 3 for me. That album is my favorite Skid Row album. And I mean, we've talked about it. It went double platinum, but I think it should have been like Metallica's Black Album.
Yeah.
To me.
It should have been because Metallica's Black Album has a couple of weak songs. This one doesn't. So
Yeah.
it should have been. A Wolf and Man is not a great song. So
yeah,
the ballads aren't that good. I don't like those songs.
no, it's all right, but it's nothing like
Forgiven
wow.
and Nothing Else Matters, like the same song. It was like,
yeah.
I don't know, I just Metallica doing ballads is just stupid to me.
Yeah, I like Hero of the Day better off of Load. I'm a much bigger fan of that song than I am of a lot of the ones on the Black Album.
Okay. All right. My number 1. And I'm going to go up the Lillian Axe route one more time. They put out 2 albums on MCA, both bombed. They fucked the band. They switch over to Grand Slam IRS for album number 3 called Poetic Justice. And Grand Slam did a better job. They got better promotion. I actually heard a Lillian Axe song on the radio, True Believer, but they only got 1 video, which was for a song called No Matter What, a cover. So they had the wrong song for the video, and they did not release the song See You Someday, which is an amazing ballad. I mean, I beat this band to death on the channel, but anytime I have an excuse to talk about them, I will. Brian and I interviewed Steve Blaze. The guy is just a great guy, so you always root for guys like that. But the dude wrote some of the best lyrics. He does not get enough credit as a lyricist and as a songwriter, in my opinion. So I'm going to give you a couple lyrics from the song. Every now and then I feel the autumn wind, and then I think of you. It lingers for a lifetime and holds my breath in check. I don't know what to do. Did you think I would see it coming? And it kicks in there. Turn around, look at me, I'm running. Now, my love. Through the years, all the pain and suffering, children's cries amount to nothing. Rise above. What you see is what you get. Stake your life now, place your bet. You better believe I know I'll be letting you go. That song is phenomenal. The album is phenomenal. And if you haven't listened to any of the Lillian Axe albums, the first 4, self-titled, Love and War, Poetic Justice, which is this song came from. There's 2 amazing ballads on psychoschizophrenia. What the fuck are they called?
Needle in Your Pain and
The Day I Met
You.
Yep. Anyway, I'll stop now. See You Someday is my number 1 for this episode. And we'll move on to the rock.
Okay. So, of all the bands I've chosen, most of them are kind of lower level bands, but this time it's one of the biggest bands, Bon Jovi, 1995, the song Lie to Me. I just love that song so much. Richie's background vocals are outstanding. It should have been way bigger. Very emotional ballad. One of the notes I made on here, it only went to number 76 on Billboard, which a Bon Jovi ballad usually goes way higher. I know it was 95, but still. It did go top 10 in the UK, which is probably why Van Halen had to open for Bon Jovi in 95 or 96, which is weird in itself, but it happened. So Lie to Me is my number 1. Love that song.
Oh, that's a great song. That album's great, but that's a really good one. There's the line about stranger who's standing in your shoes, but I can't lose like who I am, or I can't lose me, or something like that, because I'd be losing you. That's a great song. It's kind of it's a sad one,
It's a real sad song, and like I said, it's almost like Richie Sambora kind of stole the show with his background vocals.
Yeah, he did, and the rhythm section, guitar, the bass is great on that. That's a really good song.
Yeah. So that's it.
We made it to the end. That is, we had
Yay,
7.
it's tomorrow. We
Holy
started this goddamn show yesterday, 7 hours.
This might set the record for the longest video in Guru history, but You just got shit 7 times 10. We did have a couple duplicates. So around 65, between 60 and 65 ballads that we feel should have been massive. And I don't know about like shit, just listening to this thing, there were so many songs. I'm like, damn, some songs I didn't know, which I think feel for me is pretty rare. And then some songs that I maybe have heard of, but I haven't listened to in forever. So there you go. That is epic.
I would almost suggest we do this again. We each do 20 songs. We ask like another 5 more people to join us so we can make this a 17-hour.
It'll be like a hair metal Iron Man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And there's
I'm
even
all for another.
honorable mentions.
I'm all for another one.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what.
mentions.
I just remember I forgot a song that was on my fucking list.
Too late.
See You Around by Skid Row.
Oh, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we could all get catheters for the next episode, or just be out of pail or something.
Gatorade bottles, man. Gatorade bottles.
Hey, Rock, thank you for being on for your first episode. You were awesome.
Thanks a lot. It was a lot of fun. Let's do it again anytime.
Absolutely.
Make it happen.
Ryan, thank you for being on again, brother.
Thanks, man.
Jeremy, my great friend from North Dakota, glad to see you again.
Absolutely.
Hopefully I'll be seeing you over Christmas break.
I'm down there tomorrow, bro.
Oh, shit.
Remember, I texted you that. I'm there for the next 4 days.
I suck at texting.
Yeah, you do.
I'll go check.
Okay, I will do.
Brian from the Hairband Basement, who just got over the flu, but said, you know what? I'm going to suck it up and I'm going to come in and do this episode anyway.
That's right. I was like, hey, Guru needs the viewers. I got to help him out. I don't think the rest of these schlubs going to cut it, so I had to come out with the voice. Yes, check out my show on Stationhead every Friday. Download the app. I'm playing deep tracks from all these bands. And you can catch me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Always talking music there.
Awesome. Jay from Iowa, back again. Thanks, man.
Time. I love this shit.
Absolutely. And Mariah, for your first episode, you were awesome. And seriously, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, no, thanks. This was such a delight. It's so much fun to talk hair metal, and I don't get to do it enough. So thank you so much.
We will definitely have you on again. Hey, thank you to all the people that are watching. We would love to hear what are your favorite ballads that weren't hits but should have been. Comment on what you heard from us. Who had the best list? It was probably me. It's okay. You don't have to say that.
I'm close.
And hey, like, subscribe, what the hell, ring the bell, whatever you can do. Hey, I just appreciate you being here. Until the next video comes out, my name is Anthony. They call me the Guru. Take care.